It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. She off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego diary politico, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind. My ego don't come, oh, yo. And in the touchlight every corner. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my egun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my egun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my egun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo. My egun don't come, oh, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo. My egun don't come, oh, yo. Man of the masses.
Hello there. Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live.
Glory Facebook, glory YouTube. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Thank you so much for joining me. Share this broadcast. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them, Mayegun today.
Mayegun diary politico.
Just before we get fully into this, please let me know if this audio is perfect and if the picture is also cool or superb.
Ani Mayegun lawamo dododo. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Yes.
Ani ẹ̀sùnra kìlówó.
Mayegun ti dé.
Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kìlówó.
Now, do me this favor, share this broadcast, okay? Like the broadcast, which is your own offering, and tell everybody that.
YouTube, níjó ìgbádìí yẹ
Pack your bags. In Yoruba land, they say if the host is telling you that this time last night I was already in bed, is practically, indirectly telling you it is time to go home. Share this broadcast.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Ayé sọ́ra jù. Òkúra olóṣèlú. Ayé sọ́ra jù.
Nigeria cannot break. Nobody can break up Nigeria. All the fantasy things you have been telling yourselves, Nigeria won't break overnight. It's going to be gradual. Read about Lagos. That's right. If you are a non-Yoruba, listen to this. So I don't know if you have been hearing the news already. And if you haven't, you are welcome. If you have been reading the news and you are a Nigerian, a non-Yoruba, it is going to become a battle of your lifetime to attempt to own business in Lagos or to buy landed properties in Lagos. Not just that. They are making laws that is now going to prioritize indigenes of Lagos or indigene of Yoruba. If they have interest where you have your landed property, the government can revoke that license for the sake of that Yoruba indigene. Think about that. Share the broadcast. Usually, a lot of the people who are non-Yorubas right now, they are saying, yes, that serves the Igbos right. Everybody seems to understand why Lagos want to make laws. I mean, this Obasa stuff, after their defeats in their last charade called election, it is payback time. And according to some of you who have no clue, this is targeted at the Igbos. Read about Hitler and the Jews. Thank you. So, good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. And you're welcome to the Temple of Truth. Here is your GO, the General Overseer, the man that sees it and probably makes you understand it better too. You are welcome. The breaking news that came out of Lagos today, there are many others we're going to talk about tonight, but it is better we start from here. In their last election in Lagos, which we have all the documentation of all that happened, visual and then written. However, the end of that election is actually not yet in sight. The ripples of it is about to start manifesting. Now, without speaking in riddles, the last election in Lagos, APC, Egbekegbe, who just few days ago, by the way, just confirmed that their Muslim ticket was about religion dominance, right? But in Lagos, they packaged their campaign in such a xenophobic way that you would think Tinubu was running to be president of Lagos. I mean, you witness all of that. And a lot of people at that point decided to make a permanent enmity of the Igbos. But here is other things that happened when they got so blinded by that, hatred of how dare you contest an election with Tinubu. It was like they publicly called the Igbos ungrateful people. Tinubu gave you life. Tinubu made you who you are by coming to Lagos. Is this how you want to pay him back? By voting against him and all the blah, blah, blah that happened. But there were more that were said. At the time, we saw those who were actually promoting the idea of using politics and political power to put an end to any future opposition from any non-Yorubas. For now, the Igbos are their main, main target, until those who are Yorubas too started getting attacked because they smell nice, they dress nice, oh, they look good, they can't be Yoruba, they are not dirty. Therefore, I'm talking about the blindness of that fascist campaign of APC. Normally, Nigeria has 36 states, okay, and a federal capital. According to Nigeria law, Section 42 of Nigeria Constitution, I don't know where that is. I read it somewhere. Everybody has been kind of quoting it. Section 42 said, every Nigerian has the right, okay, to live anywhere, own properties, and in fact, own businesses anywhere in Nigeria. That's what their Section 42 said. But you know that is not true. Okay? Nigeria has over 250 ethnic nationalities, put it that way, like tribes, with over 500 languages. Religious supremacy, ethnic supremacy, tribal clashes for tribal supremacy are always the norms in Nigeria. The people that are today called Nigerians, for the record, never signed up to be Nigerians. There was never any record that they, despite all these differences, there was no record anywhere that they came together and they agreed to be called one country, as you all know our story. Okay? Now, without defining these differences, setting these barriers that must be respected by every tribe, because you know something, what makes us who we are as people in what is today's Nigeria. Despite Nigeria 60 years or days, people are still very much more connected to their traditional cultural roots, which is their tribe. No matter every other thing that has happened, people are still connected to what? To their root, which is their land. Now, if you really want to have problems anywhere in Nigeria, touch the lands. I'm talking about the land that were not given to you, right? In agreement. That can lead to serious communal clashes, that will lead to serious bloodshed. That is how serious people take their ancestral connection in what is today Nigeria. And I believe that's pretty much the same all over Africa, right? But all of this somehow were kind of haphazardly put together to form a country where people don't even understand themselves. However, over time, with the political machination, orchestration, right? A section of Nigeria was politically, intentionally, economically disadvantaged. We all know all of that. Don't let us pretend about that. What made Lagos what Lagos is today was political. It is not because of a divine intervention or divine happenstance. No. Lagos have access to the sea, the eastern part of Nigeria that actually was recognized as part of a new Nigeria in 1957. Western region, eastern region, northern region. At the time, the entire eastern region, they had access to the same sea that Lagos have access to. Ondo, which is not so close to Lagos, by the way, also have access to the same sea. But for political reason that we all know, if they have access, Igbos, if they have access to the sea, they will be able to leave Nigeria without blinking or looking back. Yes, that's the agreement. So politically, they decided to put a wedge in what was supposed to be the eastern region of Nigeria. And let me put it this way. When they divided Nigeria administratively, they were set up for different reasons. Eastern Nigeria was administratively put together because of their palm oil that was, in fact, the crude oil, the black gold of that time. And it got ruined and destroyed today. Only for what? When the economic activities of that region died, politically, it was political, right? Northern Nigeria was administratively put together because of their agricultural prowess. Yes, granola and every other farm produce they could get from them. And Western Nigeria was administratively put together as a port to take off everything they are taking from Nigeria. That was it. None of them was put together because of the interest of those who occupied those areas historically. Therefore, the criminals who are supposed to be Nigerians with their own differences, which is obvious. I'm sorry for that blinking. I'm going to take a short one and then I will return back to continue this, okay? Administrative demarcation of Nigeria. That's where we are, right? Don't go anywhere. Thank you very much for that. And I do apologize for that blinking. I'm fixing it. And I hope that is it. Okay. Thank you for that. So I was telling you this. I'm giving you this background of what really formed Nigeria, which rather than, or put it this way, those who did that and then handed over to Nigeria, what did they do? They had no intention of building a country or uniting a country. At least they could have maintained that sort of a geographical demarcation, which were administratively established at the time. That got truncated in 1966. And since then, the redrawing of Nigeria started for political reason. Economic redistribution of Nigeria, political, redistribution of Nigeria began. So the war was supposed to be the eastern part of Nigeria suddenly became Niger Delta and eastern Nigeria. And so many other things that when they were doing them, they were telling people then that they were doing this in order to acknowledge the identities of the people from these areas. But people bought that. But economically, the big replan started. It became impossible, right, for the political office holders from that part of Nigeria to continue to underdevelop the place, even when the federal government of Nigeria concentrates more on Lagos. So what happened? As the economic activities in other part of Nigeria started dwindling and dying, right? There was no plan of rejuvenating them or what have you. So Lagos became the shot. And suddenly, Lagos, the Yoruba land, became a bone of contention for those who controls the place and those they believe that if they should put their numbers to use in a democracy, as your demonstration of Christ described, and as supposed, Section 42 of one Nigeria, that's a threat that will make them lose everything that they probably have stolen too. What did they do? They played the tribal card. And what happened? We all know that in Lagos, apart from the other part of Yoruba land, the same thing that happened in Igbo land happened all over Nigeria, that then led to a lot of you that led your destination to Lagos. Same thing is actually what happened in Yoruba land as well. To the point that today, 90% of those who controls the political space and the economy of Lagos, political economy, they are not indigenes of Lagos State. The real indigenes of Lagos, from what is today's Lagos, they have been subjected into playing second fiddle. It's a battle that they believe they may never win, ever. The political part of Lagos State is controlled by other Yorubas from other part of Yoruba land. Ogun State, or your state, Osun, even Kwara, Kogi, Ondo, Ekiti. These are the people who controls the leveler of Lagos politics, not Lagosians. When it now comes to the economy of Lagos, apart from them, as political, who hold the political part, they have become rent seekers. They have no idea of economy or of creating one. Rather, with the advantaged position that the politics of Nigeria has placed Lagos, they decided to make themselves rent seekers. They take rent. They can create wealth. And today, the army of young people, even older people, who are also Yorubas, mostly not from Lagos as well, are currently looking around Lagos, uneducated, untrained, unemployed, unemployable, to the point that they are watching those they now consider as non-Yorubas, holding the chunk of what could be the economy of Lagos. Remember this, their political class, which is for free money, is convenient for them after failing to actually create wealth that symbolizes Yoruba wealth, the advantage of Lagos in the lives of an ordinary Yorubas. Rather than do that, having failed, it is easier to point fingers and say, look at these people. They control your market, they control your this and that. Of course, they pay the huge tax that we are bragging about. But because of your interest, we are going to make laws that will make it difficult for them to do same business, to oppress you. So that then what will happen to the Yorubas? Let me tell you something. In 2001 or thereabouts, they set something up, and it was called, it's like the Commonwealth of Yorubas. Okay? Now the politicians, so some guys came together. They said, you see, Lagos is very rich. Okay? Lagos can survive without any money from anywhere. Sure, you get, by just the economy of what Lagos has, right? It can survive on its own outside Nigeria. So what happened to the rest of Yoruba land? If Lagos is Yoruba land and it is not a no man's land, we know that Lagos is not no man's land, okay? Leave that. But when they are hiding their failure, that's when they played the card of trying to protect the indigenous or the Yoruba's interest. Now they put this program together. They said, you know what that means? They said the economy of Yoruba land, okay, it will be kind of aggregated and brought together for the benefit of Yoruba people. The plan was Lagos, Lagos has seaport. Ondo also have access to sea, all right? Ogun State have access to the biggest river you can probably think of as well, right? Now, what do? Ogun State is currently the only state in Nigeria with the highest industrialization in the entire Nigeria. The highest registered companies or businesses in Nigeria, Ogun State, right? But how do you kind of bring Southwest Nigeria together economically, protect Southwest Nigeria from any kind of insecurity and all of that, right? Now, they said Osun State, what they would do would be they will have a consolidated fund whereby Osun, Ogun, Oyo, Ondo, Ekiti, and maybe Kwara, they will chip in something every month. Lagos will serve like the big brother. They will also put in a chunk of money. Now, this money, they will build rail from Lagos that will then circle the entire Southwest back to Lagos, built for Yoruba, okay? Now, that will create thousands of job economy for Yoruba land, Abi. Then they planned that they were going to establish power plant that will give Yoruba land 24 hours electricity, all of the Southwest Nigeria, okay? Also, they were going to build a system whereby the running water system and all of that, the infrastructural development generally for the Southwest Nigeria, it will just be like a pool of fund. And when they say, oh, if you go to Ekiti, when you see the road network, when you look at hospitals in Ekiti, it's going to look similar to what you have in Lagos. It's going to look similar to what you have in Ondo. You get what I mean? Like, they were going to invest in everything Yoruba 2001. And they sold that to Tinubu at the time. In one of those ideas was to build a single tax system for Southwest Nigeria. An idea to say, well, we used to be Western region. Abi? So if we have one single tax or taxation system, that means they can use the resources in building all of this. And before you know it, you can begin to talk about the Yoruba this, Yoruba that, and all of that. But no, the same thing that it says, sending the young Igbos, young Igalas, young Ijos, young Fulani Hausas, young Kanuris, and the rest from all over Nigeria down to Lagos, because they told them they can always succeed in Lagos. Not because there's any plan for them, no. It's a mega slum that the politicians running it have no plan of actually fixing. You know that. It's the same thing that is sending all the Yoruba youths, young people, to Lagos to go and look for opportunities they're all looking for, because there is none enough, you will say, in any part of Yoruba land. So, if Lagos State is where, if you are a Yoruba man and a non-Yoruba man want to buy land in Lagos, something that is not same in any part of wherever you. But before I even get to that, when they sold this idea to Tinubu, you know what he did? He picked that taxation, and that is what became the alpha beta that you have in Lagos and few other places today. And by the time he kind of put all of that together, he gave himself 30% of whatever money that is generated through taxation. Now, as they are building army of Agberos, freeloaders, a lot of them intending politicians who want to be politicians someday, councillors, PA, SA, for free money, no job, no enterprise, no nothing. In this last election, they were all kind of shook to their foundation. Unbelievable. You saw all that happened. They singled out the Igbos, and they said the Igbos called Lagos no man's land, because the Igbos said once they take over Nigeria, they were going to remove all the Yoruba Obas, All of these things were cooked by the criminal politicians who have failed not just the Lagosians, they have failed Yorubas. The numbers of educated or graduated Yorubas who are currently jobless is staggering. Are you with me? For in the last 8 years, or should I say 8 years ago, over 8 years ago now, these criminals said all they needed was for APC, Egbekegbe, to come to power, and they will give Lagos a special status to undo all the influx of non-Lagosians into Lagos. Now, if you will remember very well, I did say that these guys, even after rigging, even after declaring themselves winner, they are not going to let go. They are going to come back with serious vengeance, and their vengeance is to destroy every person or every tribe they considered as enemy. Ask the Hausas in 2002, 2003, when Tinubu amplified the OPC against them in Lagos, and ask them what happened to them. It is not new. They just have to renew it and put the tag on any tribe they want to. But the likes of Obasa, who is not from Lagos, Sanwo-Iku, who is not from Lagos, Tinubu, who is not from Lagos, like I said, 90% of them not originally from Lagos. They know what they are doing. When they said the indigenes, you know what they did? They didn't say they are making laws to protect Lagos indigenes. They said they are making laws to protect Yoruba indigene of Lagos. What happened to non-Yoruba indigenes of Lagos? What happened to one Nigeria? Right. My advice the last time, and which is also going to be the same this time, ordinarily you would think this is primarily to target the Igbos and their businesses. Of course, you will be right, but when they are done with the Igbos, and you are not Igbos, but you are not Yoruba, Abi, you are Hausa, you are Northerner, you are safe. No, you are not. I am, at least I am from Benin. I am not Igbo. Really? I am from Akwa Ibom. We are Niger Delta. We are not Igbos. The Igbos go see am. Shebi dem say they no sabi play politics. They challenge Tinubu, so they will pay for it. You are not Igbos. Really? Now, let me tell you something. There is this popular saying that when they came for the Shiites, I kept quiet because I am not Shiite. So, not their business. So when they came for the IPOB, the Biafrans, you looked away. At least you are not Biafran. Waiting concern me. I will not be Biafran, not their problem. Then they came for the Yoruba self-determination advocates. Then they serve that. Then nobody send them. They don't be Yoruba. We don't send them anything. We don't want Yoruba nation. Now one Nigeria, we want to kill them. You looked away. So when they went for the revolution now, at least, what is revolution now? She already crazy. After he lose election, he can they do revolution in the mad, kill them, shoot them. One day they're going to come for you. Okay? And then you realize that there is actually nobody left. And this is how it is done in a fascist state, where you breathe when they want you to breathe. You sit down when they tell you to sit down. You stand up and start jumping when they tell you to do so. When they tell you, listen, this is the official religion. If you do any other religion, you will be killed. You have to obey it to stay alive. And when they tell you, this lane is for people like you. If you cross that lane to this lane, you will be killed or you will regret it. You would have to stay on that lane. And if you move from it, you get killed. A fascist state. You will vote for this person. If you say, no, I am voting for somebody else, you are violating the rule of a fascist state. You are, in fact, endangering your life. And this is how it starts. Nobody today, this thing starts. Nigeria get law, but the law is not for everybody. Here you get. Nigeria have constitution, a useless one, that ordinary Sharia law, pedophiles, child molesters, rapists, money launderers, drug abusers, criminals who are hiding behind religion, Sharia law. In northern Nigeria, if you kill and Sharia says you killed for Allah, Nigeria law cannot do anything. If Sharia law says you insulted Muhammad, they should send you to jail and kill you, Nigeria law will struggle to get you out. That is also in Nigeria. Now, you are going to have a law in Lagos. Dangote is not Yoruba, you know that. But I can tell you this free of charge. Not even Dangote is safe. Impossible. Look at you. It is called nationalization, ladies and gentlemen. When they say they want to make law, in the interest of the indigenous people, to own the land before you, okay, to own the business before you. For example, you know, if Alaba International Markets during the campaign, according to these jobless people who have never actually created wealth, created money, other than to take and take. These are agberos who are in suits as well as in jackets, taking money, free money that they can't really explain every day. They have no idea of how to create wealth. So when they see you, for instance, owning businesses, they are wondering, how did you do it? Oh, don't you think that we can create wealth? But for you creating wealth that is actually prospering this state, feeding these freeloaders, feeding these scavengers, feeding these, you know, pickpockets and their families. We can decide that that business should be a Yoruba man's business. I know a lot of you are already saying that it's not going to happen. Mayegun, forget it. The law is not going to stand. Of course. Tell yourself that repeatedly. It is not going to stand. And then when you wake up, you can come back to this video. The law is not intended for those who have their friends, elites like them. I'm talking about those who have a multi-billionaire naira or dollars businesses in Lagos and they are non-Yorubas. They are Igbos. This is not after them. These criminals, they know what they are doing. They are pandering to their base because during the last election, they are criminal, you know, unemployed, jobless Lagos Abobakus. They were blaming them. They were blaming their political criminals like Obasa and Co. for the defeat of APC, Egbekegbe in Lagos. According to them, they didn't give them enough empowerment to stand up and defend them against those who rejected them. So if they survived, they must make them priority. And they must do something about the Igbos who insulted them by contesting an election, a national election, against their drug lord, Tinubu. So they threatened their political class. Obasa and gang, they're not going to target multi-billion-dollar businesses that are non-Yorubas. They're going to target you, a maker that is selling a spare part somewhere right there in Ladipo. Of course, they're going to target you, Chinyere, and son, and your electronics right there in Alaba. They are going to target all your businesses enough to make you realize that they are superior than you. They have no other plan. These guys have no plan of saying, we are going to make laws that is now going to prioritize the Yorubas or the indigenous Yorubas in Lagos to have access to cheap loans, to have access to cheap education fund. Those who wanted to go to school, or those of them who are schooling right now, struggling and dropping out because of the economy of Nigeria, they are not making law, a special law that will grant them a 0% loan to sponsor their education. They're not going to grant them a 0% loan. I'm talking about real money to invest in them, to actually get them up and running, an economy that they can say, this is Yoruba economy we are creating. They're not going to do that. They are going to bank on the hate. Because as hateful as you have become, you need somebody to blame. And who do you want to blame? I have told you this many times. Just blame the Igbos. But in this instance, when they make it law, it is no longer going to be about the Igbos. Maybe you should put that in your mind. When it becomes law, it becomes a targeting tool in their hands to those they know they can use it to oppress or suppress. And in a nutshell, why do you even want to find out? Why does anybody want to find out when you are non-Yoruba? You can see what they are attempting to do. It's not hard. Their intention is not to make Yoruba's lives better in Lagos. Their intention is not to say, if you are a Yoruba in Lagos and you are currently suffering, you are about to become homeless because you can no longer afford your rent because of high cost of living. Now, as a Yoruba man, we are going to put aside some money for Yoruba families in Lagos. Go there, go and access this fund and put your lives together. Pay your children's school fees, pay hospital bills. If you are a Yoruba, we are putting law together that every hospital you go to, even if you need a kidney transplant, even if you need a heart surgery, if you need any kind of a medical, procedure as Yoruba in Lagos, okay, you are entitled to get them for free. These are the things that add values, that add meaning, that add real meaning to being Yoruba. But that's not what they want to do. You know that. I know that. It is just the continuation of the divisive politics, which, as you can see, is about to tear Nigeria apart. So they can go ahead and do the law. Are you with me? And then everybody in Nigeria should do the same law. Are you following? Yes. The breakup of Nigeria is going to be gradual. It's not going to be sudden, like some of you kind of were believing. Okay? When you say this particular part of Nigeria, all right, even though you are Nigerian, okay, you are not allowed to do this, and that. Why don't you just support the breakup of Nigeria so that we can have Yoruba nation? There are countries, somebody said, but there are countries who are making the laws whereby you cannot just go there and buy land. In America, Chinese cannot buy land. That's America, Baba, American law. Nigeria law says if you are a Nigerian, it didn't say if you are a Chinese, you cannot buy land in Nigeria. You are selling your landed properties to Chinese, to Pakistanis, to Indians. You are selling them to all these people who can pay you huge amount of money to build their slave site called, what did they call them again? Industrial? No, it's not even industrial. Where they are hiring your people, our people, as casual laborers with peanuts and no job security. You know all of this. America, if America says Chinese should not be sold land in America, if you are a Chinese American, you are American. You will buy a house, you own properties to your name without anybody having to say, hey, no. So if you want something like that, but in Igbo land, you cannot buy land. They will tell you that their ancestors said they should not sell land to you. Is there a law in Igbo land? Eh? How come non-Igbo businesses are also in Igbo land? How come your Yoruba brothers and sisters and non-Igbos, non-Easterners are those who are ruling over the oil industry in Eastern Nigeria? Are you actually, you know, I was talking to a friend today, and it was like, it serves the Igbos right. Their own too much. I was like, okay. You cannot buy land in their place. They will tell you that their ancestors said they should not sell land to you. Now, but they are everywhere. Other people are selling land to them. They are building houses. They are building businesses. Yet they will not respect. I was like, so you support the idea of, you know, you believe that this thing is targeted at the Igbo. Say, yes, now we know now. They own too much, Jerry, my brother. I was like, but you are not Yoruba. I was like, now, but at least I'm not Igbo. I was like, really? So you kind of, you know, believe that you are not going to be affected because you are not Igbo. At least you are from Niger Delta. It was like, now. I was like, you are welcome to the party. Listen to this. If the Igbos, as they told you, because one of the things I asked him was that, have you actually been to Igbo land? And you know what he said? He was like, no, I've never been there. I was like, but you are so close to, you know, places like Onitsha, which is, you know, Anambra and all that. And I was like, yeah, but I've never been there. I was like, so where did you hear that their ancestors told them not to sell land? It was like, everybody knows that now. I was like, okay. But you heard that mostly from politicians. Let's be honest, politicians and all that. I was like, now. I was like, okay. And you believe that you've never really been there. I was like, now. I was like, do you know that by geographical, what do you call it? Boundary. The space that is today, after all the political machination, cut and sew, the space left today for the Eastern Nigeria is the smallest space you can find on Nigeria map where everybody comes from as it is. And I was like, have you ever asked yourself that land itself in scarcity in that part of Nigeria ordinarily will kind of take it away from the reach of people like me and you who can't cough out exorbitant money to acquire them? Like, have you ever thought about that? I was like, okay, in northern Nigeria, or let me say, put it this way, outside Lagos, where we are kind of blessed enough to have more land, more space than the people of Eastern Nigeria. Okay? If you have your access to land, whether you are Yoruba or not Yoruba, is almost unlimited. Okay? Which makes it more cheaper. But if you move a little bit further and go to Lagos, it becomes a different story. It is still Yoruba land, though. Sure you get? So the scarcity of land there will make it what? Why are you throwing the tribal narrative? Simply because we all know this same land is never going to be at the easiest reach of majority of us. So if you now have one inherited from your own forebearers, and somehow you know the value of this land, and you decided not to sell it, or convinced not to sell it, how do you have to associate that with tribal of they don't want people in their land? Now, if you agree that they don't want people in their land, okay, do you have a record of anywhere else where you have Igbos who own landed properties that they stole them? Any record of that? And say, oh, we know their story. Now so that they fight people for Lagos The clashes in Lagos is about land. Imagine somebody from Igbo land coming to claim land in Lagos. Have you ever seen any story like that? Have you ever seen it anywhere on record that they said the clashes happening in Ogun State, in Kwara, in Oyo, in Ondo, in Ekiti is because some Igbos are fighting the people there because of their land? Have you ever heard anything like that? So where does this narrative of they love to buy land elsewhere, but they will never sell their own, when you actually have no plan of buying any land in Igbo land? You've never been there. Most of you have never been there. But for political division, it suits well. And a lot of you grew up repeating that same statement. Some of you are older today, in your 60s, in your 50s. You are so conveniently in that frame of mind. The Igbos don't want anybody. They don't do this, but yet, Yorubas are those who are running the oil industry in Igbo land. Do you know that? Do you? Or you don't? They are there. And they are with their families. Imo State with 11 oil rigs in their own state, oil producing state. Anambra State with their oil. Abia State with their oil. Ebonyi State with their oil, which they haven't really been tapped. Now, when you take these 4 states out of 5 that you know in eastern Nigeria, and then you go in there, you see oil servicing companies who have their parent companies in Lagos, adding to the tax and revenue of Lagos, but yet their major operation is there right there in eastern Nigeria. Your brothers are there, directors of this, and then you suddenly changed that to Shena the Igbos get shell in it. Shena the Igbos get the oil company in it. But yet there's no drop of oil in Lagos. But all of the oil companies in Niger Delta, in Igbo land, they have all their headquarters in Lagos, paying taxes to Lagos state government. Do you actually have an idea of what you're actually requesting for? It is so easy. The last time I told you, don't wait till they start burning your properties. Don't wait till they start making laws, revoking your CFOs. Don't wait for them until they start attacking your businesses. Begin to what? Divest your investment in Lagos. Because when they make laws of indigenous this or that, you can all go back and pressure your own state governments too. They have been so useless for decades. This time around, they are sending all of you back to eastern Nigeria. Not just eastern Nigeria. They are sending all non-Yorubas out of Yoruba land by making laws that ordinarily have already been ingrained in the minds of their lackeys. So don't wait until they begin to burn your properties, begin to divest, use your resources and mount enough pressure on your own state governments now. And tell them you need indigenous laws too. Remember, when this pension law started, it started in Lagos, in case if you have forgotten. Tinubu started putting together the arrangement of owning all the government properties, the Lagos state properties, to his name. And he put together a pension law, right, that allows him, okay, to have 2 houses in Lagos, 2 houses in Abuja, serviced houses, so with service cook, security gateman, driver, and he will be paid the same salary of any sitting governor in Lagos. The pension law started in Lagos, remember? Today, in 2007, when Fashola came in, Isaleko Barack Obama, he signed it into law. And that's how Tinubu became the first governor in Nigeria to be paid pension, a pension that indeed is ridiculous. Today, Lagos State have Tinubu, Fashola, Ambode, and now Sanwo-Iku. So 4 of them, by the time they have another governor, Lagos State will be paying the salary of 5 governors, the same salary of the sitting one, the same emolument, including the renewal of his cars every 2 years. Now, when they made this law, they said Lagos could pay for it. No cause for alarm. Remember, they are just rent seekers. Remember? Today in Nigeria, more than 30 states in Nigeria have passed the same law, even when their states are already bankrupted. When majority of them have escalated the poverty in Nigeria through their own people in a space of 15 years. So if Lagos make law that everybody should go back to their states, go and look for a job in your state, go and do your business in your state. Because yes, we want you to know that you doing business in Lagos is a privilege. It's not a right. That's what they are doing. It's a privilege. That you are a Nigerian, but you are not a Yoruba in Lagos. Everything you have access to is a privilege. And this is going to be a targeted move. I know a lot of you have said that it's not going to stand, but just get yourselves ready. Because a lot of those who are going to be victims, they are not going to come in a way and say, we are taking over your CFO. No. All they have to do is that once they single you out, everywhere they know that non-Yorubas are, that they've already targeted your businesses and the rest of them. All they would have to do is, one, tell you you're going to lose them. Threaten you. You will sleep and wake up every day with that threat of you may lose your house. You may lose your business. The government may take it back anytime, right? Then you will spend most of your days trying to fight it in courts. Some of you won't survive it. Some of your parents, all of their life savings, life investment, everything they've owned, they are about to go up in smoke. If you love them, there's no better time than now for everybody to know that the breakup of Nigeria will start from this APC. They are laying the foundation. I'll take you to Lagos. Obasa, a thief. The guy wanted, or should I say, being probed by the EFCC for corruption, looting and stealing. Lagos State for 24 years. Nobody has seen their book. Now, to satisfy the fantasy of their jobless Lagos Abobakus, who for decades now, for 2 decades, they still don't believe that the reason why they are poor, the reasons why they are jobless, the reasons why they are actually living in poverty today is not because of non-Yorubas. Are you with me? It is because, in fact, indeed, because of the Yorubas who have been deceiving them, parading themselves as Yoruba leaders who care for them. But today, we are now in the basket of the jobless, as in highest unemployed people in the world, most terrorized people in the world, people who are living in the multi-dimensional poverty in the world. And guess what? They can't even blame their criminal politicians. And in order not to make them docile or confused, they decided to give them the Igbos, not telling them that they are indeed helping the Igbos, especially the indigenous people of Biafra, the IPOB, to prove them right. Have you thought about that? Today, when the Igbos were attacked in Lagos because of election, it gave credence to the argument of the IPOB that, do you want to wait for another time when they are going to gang up with you, this political class, when they are going to incite their humbled slaves, their sophisticated morons, the people that they have managed to use religion and then a tribe, right, to keep in bondage? Are the Igbos going to wait until they start slaughtering you again? Are you going to wait until they start destroying everything you have again from across Nigeria? They make all these threats openly. They no longer hide them. And you keep saying, if they bring out, you go show them. You have no idea. When they set a tribal war against you, your friends will be there to witness your execution. In fact, your wife, your husband could turn up and witness your destruction because of this tribal incitement that these politicians have managed to entrench for a long time. So IPOB will say, do you want to wait for another program before they will tell you that Nigeria is not for you? And all of you, from me, Mayegun, those of you who are calling the Yorubas who have rejected this xenophobic mentality, Yorubas who have publicly called out that this is not about Yoruba people. All of this nonsense is not about Yorubas. All this nonsense is not about the Yoruba progress. It's not about, saving the integrity of the Yorubas, okay? It is simply for political survival of these hustlers, okay? And I say it to you, to those of you who call the Yorubas, who rejected these xenophobic preachings and ideas, you call them Omoales, okay? Now, would you be able to stop your hypocrisy and support the breakup of Nigeria? Because what you are trying to do can only be done successfully if you have a country of your own. Do you understand? In Britain, you have those who will tell you Britain first, right? They mean it. They mean that when it comes to the science, leading science and technology, it must be controlled by the British. Do you understand what that means to them? It means their own originality. It means their own country. There are also moderate and reasonable people who are majority here, who also believe that if that is your idea, then you are failing because your country is not built by you people. For example, right? Today, America, that is the greatest country on earth. I know some of you will argue that my don't say that America is not greatest. See, it is debatable. Somebody will say, fine. But America, that is the greatest country in the whole world today, was built by the collection effort of the rest of the world. Africans, Asians, Arabs, Christians, Muslims, atheists, Hinduists, and the rest of them, and Americans themselves. And there are incentives for all of this to make them feel like they are not just building America, they are building their own America that they will live and exist in, that generations and generations to come like them will live and exist in with equal rights. So to say, Lagos is not built by Lagosians. You know that. Lagos is not built by Lagosians. Lagos is built by the collective resources of the rest of Nigeria, both human and natural resources. This is a fact. Now, if you really want to have your country where you can decide who gets what, you can't do that inside Nigeria without clashing with your Section 42, your fraudulent one Nigeria. So can you drop the hypocrisy then and just move and fight for Yoruba nation without Nigeria, so that we as Yorubas, we can slug this out between us. The Yorubas who don't want to be xenophobic and the opportunists who have taken political power, we can sort it out among ourselves without you having to present Yorubas as tribal bigots, ethnic bigots, and the rest of all these things that you're actually postulating. And the rest of you bigots who always kind of find explanation for what they are doing, you have no idea of what you are getting yourselves involved in. You have no idea. And I actually pray they do it. And I pray that they do it like right now. So that, you see, for every action, there is always going to be an expected opposite reaction. And those of you who are also living in denial, we own Nigeria together. Nobody is going for anybody. You, especially you, the Igbos. I am saying this to you now, not because I actually wishes that all the evils they have in mind come to pass. I want to make you stop living in denial. This whole thing is politics, and it has now switched to tribal and religious confrontation, and it's going to get worse. So when you plan policy or laws after tribal differences or tribal dominance, ethnic subjugation or dominance, you are not going to bring unity. You are going to create more division, suspicion. Has Nigeria not suffered all of that enough? So if you claim to be educated and you think this is the way to protect the interest of indigenous people of Yoruba land, I am willing to tell you this for free, okay? You have no idea the journey you are about to embark upon, because this monopoly of this madness will not be limited to the Yorubas. Everybody is going to reciprocate, and it won't take long before you all come back and agree with Mayegun that if you love Nigeria, you will break it up to save lives. Everybody will stop living in denial, because we all know any opportunity given, you can't wait to pounce on ourselves. We can't. Abi? Now, you can tell the rush in his voice, and I know they're also working on reporting my channel because of all this, all this chat and all that. But until that is done, we'll keep to the ethic. Here is what Obasa had to say and the response that followed from Lagos for the optics.
As contained in his inaugural speech, the Speaker, who is occupying that position for a record third time and is returning to the Assembly also for a record sixth time, says this 10th Assembly will be pursuing the Lagos agenda to the letter.
Lagos is a Yoruba land, as against assertion of some people that it is no more land. Therefore, part of our legislative agenda is to ensure that the translation of laws passed by this House to Yoruba language. We also aim at achieving our collective goals of creating a robust legislative framework that protects the interests of our people. Going forward in this way, we are going to employ all legislative instruments to support for the support of the indigenes of Lagos State.
Whatever regulations, whatever rules they are going to make will be in consonance with what Lagosians want. I pray that they follow that, what they've said.
Born on the 11th of November, 51 years ago, Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa started his political career at the dawn of the Fourth Republic as a party zonal chairman, councillor and member campaign committee. In 2003, he was elected into the Lagos State House of Assembly under the banner of the AD, representing Agege Constituency 1. His track record paved the way for his victory at the polls in 2007, 2011, 2015, 2019 and 2023 to represent his constituency, Agege Constituency 1, at the Lagos State House of Assembly. He has served at various times as chairman and member of various committees, including education, rural development, public accounts, local government, economic planning and budget, among others. As the Speaker of the 8th and 9th Assembly, Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa initiated and sustained the annual constituency stakeholders meetings simultaneously in the 40 constituencies of the state, which has seen the constituents engage robustly with their representatives. Right Honorable Obasa has sponsored some landmark bills, including the Neighborhood Safety Core Bill, the Anti-Kidnapping Bill, the Cancer Research Institute Bill, among others. The Speaker of the 10th Assembly is a holder of many awards, both locally and internationally, and a holder of many traditional chieftaincy titles from within Lagos and outside. He is a lawyer by profession.
I solemnly pledge my commitment to serve this House with humility, honesty, and dedication. I urge my colleagues to join me in this commitment, and together we shall leave a legacy.
So that's the thug, Obasa, a thief as well, by the way. And the Agege people voted him out, but he got, as usual, like others, he got rigged back in. Anyway, that is not the bone of contention. When you give cutlass to a madman, it is very easy to give a cutlass to a madman or give cutlasses to a madman. The problem is, how do you take it back from them? And before you get it before you finally take it back from them, how many damages they must have done? Time will tell. I keep saying, if this was about Yoruba land and not about themselves and their political survivor, pandering to the fantasy of their followers without telling them what they're actually doing, the implication of it, right? It's okay. Okay? Time shall tell how much of this. Because once they are done with, as some of you believe that they are targeting Igbos, Abi, when they are done with their supposed targets, they will come for you too. And they will come for you, and they will come for you. And then they will, when they have nothing, I mean, nobody else to attack anymore, it will be the turn of the Yorubas. Then they will now remind you, you are from Ondo, you are not a real Yoruba this, or your own Yoruba is questionable. Your own this is, it's called fascist state. As it is. So I am going to go to my next stuff, and this one is a gist. Consider this a gist, because the drama in their courts is actually escalating. I don't know how many of you have seen this video I'm about to play you now, and that will be the one that will take us into that next conversation. Atiku's witness in court said that Peter Obi and Labour Party, they rigged the election too. As ridiculous as that may sound, that people who had no governor, no senator, no local government, no councillor, no nothing, 10 months ago, they had nobody in INEC or nobody in anywhere, right? The PDP said they have so much power that they still rigged the election. Anyway, Arabambi, you know him. Arabambi, he was giving a speech 5 or 6 days ago. And somehow, I just laid my hand on that speech. He publicly said Peter Obi didn't win. All of these are just to kind of take you into what is happening in their courtroom. Apart from that, you know what is called supersonic jets. That's exactly what seems to be happening with Peter Obi's evidence submission and acceptance, or what have you. In their courtroom today, they brought in somebody who was from Cambridge or Oxford. They say he's an architect. Initially, they thought he was an architect who built houses, somebody who designed houses and all that. They now realize that it's like an architect engineer. I don't know what that means, or me too, until this afternoon. Now, somebody with the technologically, people with the develop the architectural framework for some of the software, apps, or anything that is being put to use online. That's my definition. It may not actually, but that's layman's definition, okay? So what that simply means is that somebody who understands how the, Nigeria's beavers, Nigeria's IRF, online RF, and the rest of them, how they normally work. So they brought him to their court today for like half of his presentation. It seems that the whole court, including the lawyers there, they probably just kind of got lost. They couldn't say objection because they had no idea what he was talking about. And that and more are what I'm going to share with you tonight. But a few days ago, they saw Arabambi and Lamidiot at Pampas, that Babalawo Bodija, call him that. At Pampas and his crew, they appeared in Lagos State Governorship Election Tribunal, where GRV Badebo is challenging Sonweiku. Kilo Dewe, who be these people again? They said they didn't win election. They want the tribunal to withdraw the case. There should be no case against Sonweiku. Any case against Tinubu is against Yoruba. Arabambi, what do you smoke? Briefly. So afterward, Arabambi went on to go and give his own press release, and he said, our presidential candidate, Peter Obi, is the problem of our party. He's trying to hijack our party. Kilon shock Benny. He didn't win election. And the rest of blah, 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 blah. Then I'll go back to the court and gist you. What's I get?
Buri, in conjunction with Mr. Peter Obi, immediately after our primary, succeeded in Kano today to nullify all primary done by Labour Party in Abia and Kano. And by implication, I know this will definitely affect the sole government candidate that we have. And the reason was that Abure, as the then chairman, refused to submit membership register to INEC 30 days before the primary. It was an ex parte motion application brought by one Haruna Ibrahim. He used to be our chairman in that place before he was removed. And I think the man went to court, to ventilate the tanga. This is quite unfortunate, because this is the only governorship candidate this is the only governor that we have in Labour Party. And yet, due to this attitude of Abure, in conjunction with Mr. Peter Obi, to just be toying with people aspiration, with people good intention for the party, this has cost us greatly. As I speak, they did not present any lawyer to represent Labour Party in Federal Court, Kano. They did not, because when you have committed such crime, they ought to be sniffing around the court to know those at least who will, be attacking them. Also, they were in Kano today to submit an ex parte application against a Bachiru Lamida-led executive, where they want the court to set aside the judgment of FCTI court. I kept wondering, Abure, that called himself a lawyer, running up and down, against what they call for this forum shopping. You are in a
and the need for us to get rid of miscreants, unscrupulous elements within us and in this country. Arabambi came as a witness for APC. And he claims that he's representing Labour Party. That was what we stood against. That he has been expelled and he cannot stand for Labour Party. Yes. He brought a lawyer, a fake lawyer. God bless you. I hope you watch lawyer. He brought a lawyer to represent Labour Party. So I stood up and I said, I'm the chairman of Labour Party in Lagos State. This man has no right to come and represent us because, number one, as we speak, he's not part of Labour Party. And it's important right now for we to state this categorically. He came in with armed policemen and thugs. Yes. They came with about 5 vehicles
full of thugs and guns.
More than 5.
Powerless with guns.
Now, what we're saying is that it's important for the security, the police, DSS, not to aid these people. They are not worth it. Because what they are doing, helping them and aiding them, would eventually cause anarchy. Yes. Because this man cannot be parading himself as Labour Party member. He's putting in legality on legality. Yes. And this will not be accepted. Yes. It will not be accepted. Yes. We have suffered enough. We have been attacked. We've been maimed. People have been killed. And yet, this man keeps parading himself. This is what we stood up against in the court. When he came, he attacked people and was spilling all sorts. And we
anyway, at the end of the day, they try to give them the same treatment they gave a Papa in Abuja. Somebody said that Warakpambi. Wow, some of you are becoming so creative now. I like that. So it's not Arabambi, it's Warakpambi. I'll remember that. So we have Lamidiot, Apampas too. Some even have other names for him. I like that. Be creative with them. This bunch of rogues. Now let's go to their court. Now I won't gist you. Notice I won't read court text too. And you know when I gist you, I may sound a little bit kind of hilarious. No? Okay. Don't bother. Yesterday, PDP, Atiku, like 2 days ago, by the way, 2 days ago, it was the turn of Atiku's witness when Tinubu's lawyers were asking him that in your own witness statement, you said that Tinubu didn't score 25% and he should not have been declared winner. The Atiku should be declared. Say yes. But do you agree that Atiku scored 15% in Abuja? Said yes. So how do you want us to declare him winner when he didn't score 25% in Abuja? And the witness responded with, but you declared Tinubu now. Tinubu said no score 25%, but you declared him. So why not declare Atiku now? That was 2 days ago. Yesterday, the drama this time around was between Atiku's lawyers and Tinubu's lawyers when things got to cross-examination. Yeah, there were parts where they were like, Nasarawa, this and all of that. I've gisted you about that. But this particular one is, hang on. Anyway, it was the time for cross-examination, so to say. Now, Atiku's lawyers now told the court that they were going to, Atiku is going to present 100 witnesses. They now said, out of all those witnesses, they are going to present about 10 of them. And they are staff of INEC, like they are INEC workers. They worked for INEC during the election. So they're going to be witnesses to explain how INEC rigged the election for Tinubu. So Tinubu's lawyers now rose like, no, you didn't tell us before that you are going to bring witnesses from INEC. Did they get any permission from INEC to be witness? Did INEC allow? No, we object. Objection, my lord. Anyway, like they are objecting to everything, including the submission of evidences and all that. But it was kind of accepted that the witnesses will stand. Now, for the first time, apart from the Obi and his own lawyers who are like digging and all of that, for the first time, it seemed that Tinubu's camp and INEC, they were rattled, surprised. Like, and that seems to be kind of surprising too, that they were surprised. Anyway, they are now saying that that's not a big problem. INEC can wake up tomorrow and say, these people, they are not their staff. They can deny them. Because in 2019, during the Atiku versus Bokwari's court case, Atiku's lawyers, one of them who happened to be Peter Obi's lawyer now, one of the Peter Obi's lawyers, okay? Then it was Atiku's lawyer, or their case against Bokwari. They said one of the things they relied upon were to kind of find a moment of gotcha, like, yes, we got you, from whatever evidence INEC could produce. Examples like when INEC said they spent 140 billion naira in building a server to hold the election result in 2019. So INEC Atiku's legal team, they were building the case around the fact that if the court can make INEC present that server, they will prove that Bokwari rigged the election. Okay? And at the same time, they were waiting for the moment they will cross-examine INEC's witnesses. INEC will present witnesses to say, oh yeah, we didn't rig, then they will wait for that time and cross-examine them and owe them like, gotcha. When the court's tribunal opened, INEC walked into the tribunal. When the Atiku's lawyer were asking for server, INEC walked straight into the order and they said, don't mind them, my lord. They don't know what they are talking about. We don't have any server. What? What do you mean you don't have any server? Like, you did say that even if they deleted the result or anything, it's saved in the cloud. That's what you told us, and that's what this is a video. See video. You said you have server. No, my lord, don't listen to him. We don't have any server. So there is no server, nothing. So what about the result that you put in the server? No, we write the result now hand, the manual way. Is that it? Yeah. So you, Atiku, what do you want to say? Without server, we cannot prove anything, my lord. Tell them to give us server. Please, my lord, they have server. Tell them to give us server. They were arguing about server up to Supreme Court, where Tanko technicality finally kind of gave Bokwari free pass. INEC walked into the courtroom without any witness. They didn't call any witness. So PDP, Atiku's lawyers, they had nobody to cross-examine. They said, hey, INEC, bring your witnesses. INEC said, no, we have no witnesses. No witness. So that was what they figured out. According to Atiku's camp, because you know me, I tell you I gist, I'm just gisting you now to make it easier for you to understand what is going on, okay? So since there's no server, no witness, based on technicality, Bokwari can complete 8 years of your shege. So they now said they don't want to fall into that this time around. So they decided to go into INEC, gong, and pick witnesses. Should be INEC staff. When we say they work for election, should be those ones can come and tell everybody and say, it's true, we are INEC, we work for INEC. INEC is lying. We rig election for Tinubu. I am INEC official. So PDP is relying on that now. And somehow, Tinubu and INEC camp are kind of rattled in a way. And you can simply say, if they can deny server, how long do you think it's going? What do you think is going to take them to deny anybody working for them? By saying, no, we don't know them. No, we don't. Even if they show ID card, show everything, no be Nigeria. Anyway, that's Atiku's case. We'll wait for the time they call the server or no. I mean, they will call the witnesses or no witnesses. Are you with me? But somehow, this time around, it's not about server. The shocker came from the Obi's team. Remember what I told you. I'm not saying this to you to make you feel better. I'm just saying the truth to you. But truth is dead in Nigeria. This is not me trying to raise your hope. Don't come back and blame me. Mayegun said, Obi is going to... I didn't say that. But if evidence is evidence, with what some of us are saying or have seen, no bias, no nothing. Even anybody will not be lawyer, if he argue and will not be in any court in Nigeria. But you know it is Nigeria. I mean, in any court in the world, but not in Nigeria. So don't come around and say, Mayegun, thank you so much for what you said. Bring my mind at peace. No. I want your mind to be at peace, true, by telling you the truth. There's also another truth that I have to tell you. That one is that despite all these facts, there's no guarantee, okay, that they won't throw everything out. So don't come back and say, but Mayegun, I thought you said Obi will win. I didn't say that to you. Because I'm not the one who will even decide that. But here is the truth. Facts for facts. This time around, they are not asking for server. Obi's people are not asking for server. No, at first, they asked INEC. INEC, we want you to give us all of the documents, election, the results you declared. At least we believe that you couldn't upload them, all of them on iRev, Abi, which is online. You said it has been compromised. No wahala, don't worry. See, INEC. But we said that, Nisuru, there's no rush. I want to dramatize how I believe Obi and his lawyers are handling INEC, Shetima, Tifnumbu, and APC. 4 in 1. Here you get now. It is like this. We believe that you stole election. No, I didn't steal election. No. What do you mean I stole election? Are you mad? It's because you are a bad... See, it's okay. It's okay. We will prove it that you stole election. Yeah, we just want to prove it that you stole the election. No, don't shout. No, it's okay.
What do you mean I should not shout? You are insulting me. Do you know how many years I've been conducting elections? Blah, blah. See, Oga INEC, calm down. Okay? We want you to produce the result you announced. Okay? We know that you said IREF didn't work for presidential election. So therefore, you resorted to manual. And this was result. At least, you have where you write all the... Yes, now, we do. But you have to pay us to give the evidence to you. It's okay, don't shout. We'll pay you how much? 1.5 million. If you don't pay 1.5 million, we are not giving you anything. It's all right, don't shout. Come on. Here, 1.5 million. Oh, yeah, give us all the results you announced. But we don't have all the results together now. You have to give us time. 5 times, court said, give them the evidence. Give them the results you announced on the result sheet. Give it to them. Give it to them 5 times. Last, they gave the document. Okay? They said, what about the beavers? The one we used to do accreditation. What do you mean by, we have already formatted that one. That one is no longer available again. The information is gone. Sorry, what do you mean by the information is gone? We have used it for governorship election. We don't have any beavers record anymore. The machine is like, it's no longer there. But do you have the machine? Yes, we have all the machines. All of them, you do. Yes, same one you use for presidential and all of that. You do have them. Yes, but they are not. There's no information on the net. We have deleted everything. Don't worry. Relax. Can you bring all the machines to court? We know how to retrieve all of that information. We are not looking for results. We are looking for the accredited voters that your beavers captured. That's what we are looking for. We have deleted it. Don't worry. Don't worry. Just give us the beavers. We will retrieve everything. Retrieve everything. Okay. Can you do that? Yes, we can. In fact, hang on. We are going to bring somebody who will explain it to you, how it works. You see those explanations you said that people were trying to hack the results. That's why it didn't work. But the same IREF was working for reps and Senate, Abi. The results were being uploaded. That day, we try everything to see that we don't know why the presidential IREF was not working. It just stopped. But the Senate and the rep were working. Yes, now everything. Don't worry, we'll tell you why it stopped working. How? Don't worry, we'll tell you. Just bring all those machines. Now, they are day now. Objection, my lord. Kilo today, which objection what? My lord, don't accept any of this evidence from these people. What? Are you serious? You said you needed money. We paid you. You gave us all of this, even though it is incomplete. You said you have deleted the beavers information about all of that. But we said, bring it like that. We'll go retrieve them. Now you are telling court not to accept any. The thing you gave us. Now you gave us. Yes, my lord. Objection. What is your objection? I don't know, my lord, but I'll tell you later. But please, objection. INEC. Oh, that Tinubu, you. They said you are the one who won. Lawyer, come. What do you say to this? Objection, my lord. Don't accept those evidence, my lord. Why? I don't know, my lord. But I'll tell you later. I'll go and write. I will tell you later. What is going on here? Now your signature there on top this. Now your stamp now. Say, hey, my lord, we know. There's a reason. Don't accept it, my lord. Don't accept it, If you accept it, Nigeria is going to blow. That was the drama. And then, like say, person will mean you so much. They see the carry box enter. Carry box. Beavers machine they use all over Nigeria. Obi is not even asking them for everything. He's only asking for the ones they use in 18 states. We are not fighting. No fight, no nothing. So, in other words, you can be prepared for an escalated reaction from the camp of those who won election, but they have no peace of mind. For the first time, I am seeing those who won election and have no peace of mind. They are protesting that people should not protest against Kolu and the rest of that. So some are saying that your gest, your ability, and your art, it no go touch ground. Now, from left, right, and center, all they are doing is to actually make Nigeria ungovernable. Trust me, they are on it. In chaos and crisis, they believe they have power. But this time around, they are dealing with the wrong generation. I am going to repeat that. This time around, the establishment in Nigeria is dealing with a wrong generation. And probably it is my generation that is going to see to the end of Nigeria. I want to live long enough to witness that. Not because I have an army anywhere, but because the politicians in Nigeria, they are building an army of hateful Nigerians against other Nigerians. And the fascist system that they are building, the moment it spread, but they go tell Nigeria, trust me. These few times they said that G5 governor were a wiki then, okay. Sheyi Makinde, who else is there? Ogwanyi, who else again as well? Anyway, 5 of them, and then Benue, Autumn of Benue, and others, they went on to go and meet Kolu today. Apart from Sheyi Makinde, the rest of them, see the body language, Baba, immunity to finish.
Everybody worried to misbehave in that comment section. There are people walking about in that same comment section with their spanner, except if some of them are on strike. And I don't think that somehow they should be. We have about 3 people with spanners. If you see any weary in the comment section, the last spanner molori could disappear. Make it very much make it easier for them. All right, less painful. Because it's a distraction. Don't report them to me. Report them to those who are holding spanners. If you see anybody inside the comment section who is promoting their usual nonsense of supremacy, this one over this or that one over that, we know Nigeria will kill them by itself. When you see them, tag those with spanners, they will do what they have to do. If you get 2 or 3 of them at the same time, last spanner, left and right and center, could disappear and stop distracting my people. However, you've been here for, long enough, over an hour. That is 98 minutes. Have you actually stopped to like the broadcast, like the broadcast, which is your own offering? Do you want to do that now? Because, I'm going to take a few calls. I want you to come here and tell us what or where you see Nigeria in another 4 years to 10 years. When everybody follows this trajectory, may everybody go back to where they come from. As for me, Oninu binu ngoma radugbomi yo ibo ladugbomi yani Ijebu Odogbolu Ijebu Igbo Ijebu Ode, and then titi de what do you call it? Titi de mobile phone. Mayegun Oluomo of the Federation, yeah? I'll go back to my own region. I'll go back to where I come from. It's convenient to do so. But if the politicians said the pace for it, yeah, you can be their ass licker. The one that is politically correct to tell us how Igbos are this, how Igbos are that. We encourage them to do this. Please make this quick so that, those who indeed believe in one Nigeria, the myth of one Nigeria, in their lifetime, they can make amendments and start saying, no, it's a pure myth. And when Nigeria breaks, it is not because you don't like Nigeria. Listen,
Nigeria made a lot of us not to be interested in in resolving anything in Nigeria, because you know that it's a pure waste of time. When they have intention of keeping that country the way it is, all right, the trajectory they are taking is intentional, okay? So people have died trying to kind of stop them from doing this. And they have gained more notoriety now that they believe they can do anything and get away with anything. So it is not because of you don't like Nigeria enough. That is why Nigeria is going to break. It is because those criminals who are opportuned to serve Nigeria, to save Nigeria, to sail Nigeria, they have grown so selfish, so self-centered and visionless that they couldn't see the damages they are doing to that country and our people. More divided, right? So they will break up Nigeria. And a lot of you are going to clap for them as they lead you that path. I just pray, I wish that you understand this so enough that when they introduce the violence, the bloodletting, so that you will never join them, because they will do same. You will think you are killing other people for the sake of Yoruba land. That's what you will believe. You will think you are killing other people for the sake of Igbo land. You will think you are killing other people for the sake of your Arewa land. But by the time you realize what they have done, you will realize that those who are supposed to love Nigeria more are those who hate Nigeria more. And they have implanted and, sort of entrenched these divisive policies. I can say all I want to say, right? And it will never actually have any impact on your life. But when politicians make policies that are laced with religious dominance and tribal, supremacy, listen to me, that is no longer just policy targeted at development. It is targeted at destruction. Of course, there will be people to be targeted, but when they are done with them, they will never run out of enemies. You are going to get tired of them after you praise them into that oblivion. So what do you think I should advise you to do? Keep it up. Keep the divisive rhetoric up. You see how they do normally turn the table? No be me won't make law say anybody will not be Yoruba cannot do business in Lagos or have landed property in Lagos, especially when the indigenous Yorubas are interested in the same thing. I didn't make that law. Now, I didn't condemn this only. I said, if this was about Yoruba people, indeed, law, not pronouncement, or laws that are made with policies that to change the economic fortune of Yoruba people, to change the infrastructural development of Yoruba people, educational development of Yoruba people, access to 0% loans. At least this is Yoruba money, Abi. Of course, it's Nigeria money from the oil and everywhere they get the money from. When Yoruba get our share, what do we do with them? Your politicians, after doing this Shagbeloju Yoyo project here and there, uncompleted, they took the rest to where? Outside Nigeria, buying properties for themselves. Obasa's son lives in Canada. In 2000 and somewhere around there, 2017 or so, he was able to put up enough money down in Canada to buy a property. This is a guy, a young guy that probably his own mates, right, working their asses off in Canada there, will not be able to actually acquire the kind of property Obasa's son has in Canada. He's Canadian. The property belongs to him. There are no conditions attached. But when Obasa and co want to appeal to the poor people, when they want to appeal to the poor people's fantasy, when poor people blame other people for the reason why they are poor, but themselves, when they make political decisions, poor political decisions that give power to the likes of Obasa and criminals like him, they make laws that render them poor and remain poor and poor, including their children. Sure you get? And when they look around, the same Obasa and co, Tinubu and gang, they come back to serve as their savior. Let me help you. Let me give your child scholarship to go and get education. So that when they finally get their education, they will come back and serve me and be grateful to me personally. Let me kind of give you some money to start selling something. 50,000 naira empowerment from me to you, so that you can remain eternally grateful to me that, of course, you are poor, but if not for me, you probably will be poorer than this. So they don't blame people like Obasa. They don't blame people like all these politicians. They look for who else to blame. But in this case, politically, they have made some of the Yorubas that they have rendered poor. They have made it easier for them to blame the Igbos. When the Igbos are gone, who do you think they will make to blame? Hausas, Ijos, every one of you, until they have nobody else to blame. Sure, you know. But if this whole policy thing is about them, they can put together laws that actually care for them, that give them, I've told you, give them access to education across Yoruba land. That was what Awolowo did. Awolowo didn't have access to the kind of money that Lagos State alone have access to today in the entire Yoruba land when he developed Yoruba land based on that resources that he had. Yeah, he didn't do all of that with so much money that they have access to today, right? So policy-wise, you can change the life of the Yorubas in Yoruba land and you can make the rest of Nigeria to be jealous of the Yorubas. Tell me what will make you jealous of Yorubas. Let's be honest, what? Not having access to free money? Or because you won't have access to political office where you have access to free money? Oh, you won't have access to oppressed people by using the military and soldiers, soldiers and police, or using the court or your money because it's your turn. Maybe that will make you feel bad, like you hate the Yorubas more. But guess those who are going to suffer in under all of this, whether you are Yoruba, whether you are Igbo, Hausa, Fulani, Ejo, Christian, Muslim, or put it this way, Northerner, Southerner, Easterner, it doesn't matter where you come from. At the end of the day, when the politics of this whole thing is gone, you are left on your own. Unfortunately, weaponizing this division through this means is even more dangerous than you can even think of. And it is not in any way in the interest of the generality of you. It is theirs. So that when next there's going to be another election, they will trust you that you are going to help them attack and fight those who ever want to stand against them, because they will use one simple language. They must be non-Yorubas. But I'm a Yoruba man now, but I don't like these people. No, you are a bastard. You are Malay Yoruba. If you're a Yoruba, you must support these people. Support the people that make you poor. Their children are rich. Their children are living off your money. You have no access to all that money. You have no access to all those privileges. Their children are privileged. Abi, you have no access to those privileges. But you are fighting for Yoruba because they want you to think you are. They want you to believe you are. But when you are done fighting those they want you to fight, you will fight yourselves. It's the same thing with the Hausa Fulanis and the Northerners too. The reality of today is this. There is no homogeneous Northern Nigeria. Okay? There is nothing like a one Northern Nigeria. It's now obvious that it was a political machination that has kept the people of the middle belt of Nigeria under the wrap of terrorist jihadists, the Sharia North. And this came to light in the last 8 years when suddenly supposed Northern Nigeria, which also includes the middle belt part of Nigeria, came under the attack of jihadists, Islamic fundamentalists and Islamic jihadists. They were slaughtering them because they are not Muslims. So, religious supremacy. And before you know it, the people of Middle Belt began to say they are not Northerners. That happened under this current Nigeria. That happened because your politicians did that to them. And in all, what they are doing to all of us is that they are putting us in our places. I've told you this before. Whether you are living in denial of this or you are just an hypocrite who doesn't want to admit the truth, right? It will soon catch up with all of us where we know, right, that we are not meant to be together. And pray for Nigeria. Unite Nigeria. Work together. Let us not blah, 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 the nonsense you are telling yourself, right? The myth you are telling yourself, right? The politicians will demystify all of that. And the myth called Nigeria is being demystified in our very life, very eyes today. They will beg to restructure Nigeria before, you know what I mean? When things get so bad, the division and the hatred, when it gets so bad, they will beg the rest of Nigeria, the politicians, they will beg you. So please, let us try regionalism. Please don't let us break up. Let us try this and that, but it will be too late. Maybe I'm speaking too early, Abi. No, I am not. Because this whole thing is happening right before our very eyes, and a lot of you are living it. Blame other people for the failure of the criminals who have never prioritized Yorubas, ever. We have never been a priority. You know that. The suffering, the poverty in Nigeria doesn't even recognize you whether you are Yoruba or Igbo, Hausa or Fulani. So when you stop deceiving yourselves, right? When you stop dancing to the tones and the dictate of these criminals, right? Then you have nobody else to blame anymore. You will probably realize that Mayegun is not speaking too early. I'm trying to tell you that self-destructive button that these politicians are pressing, they're not thinking it through. Now everybody could collect. It's over to you. I'm going to go make myself another cup of tea. So if you are still here with me, you should please like this broadcast, okay? You can still subscribe to my channel, honestly, if you kind of want to, and then share it. When I come back, I'll take a few calls and we can go to bed and call it a night, right? I will be back.
Many people are in the bank because many people are dying. Everything are doing. Pressure ti wà. Mbazo Yoruba. Gbogbo nǹkan ṣẹlẹ̀ ń lu yìí. Pressure ti wà. Èyìnbó kò ṣe sọ. Ṣé ìlú lé fún wa lówó wa ànáwó wá sọ wá di lazy youth. Náà ẹ sọ wá di lazy youth. Òun ni mo wà ní táìmù yìí tí mi ò lè lọ bí iṣẹ́. Kò sówó èmi kọ́ lè. Many people are in the bank because many people are dying. What shall I say unto the Lord? Yes, Lord. All I have to say, thank you, Lord. What shall I say? Thank you, Lord.
Sorry for keeping you waiting. I have a caller, by the way. Hello there. Oh,
hello,
Ahmed. That's you, right?
Yeah. I'm you.
Nice one. Somebody said, you know what? I was reading a comment and somebody said, this guy calling Tifnumbu names must be stupid. I was like, Shengbo Wiri. Stupid. Calling Tifnumbu names. About fire on.
Yeah,
newcomer.
Yeah, our newcomer. I just read comment there. Plenty. All of them they attack Mohammed La Alice Lamina. They don't know say that one in down their house. I just laugh for this comment.
Where they work with Spanner, they don't come out that Mohammed yet. Because I hear everybody they talk.
No, they don't come. No, nothing. Mohammed don't do anything. Mohammed don't take for this place. He don't take. Now some people, all those newcomers, them Now them they try because in they talk about Igbo bigotry and other people and in the cause politician. You know all those kind of people we say that go cause politician, cause Igbo, cause just the way they do your
Some
own.
people call it try to
So then they feel
if you see
that
anybody,
they feel offended.
if you see anybody,
Say,
they are distractors. So you get they make you get so serious.
they
on
are
typing.
distractors.
Just remove them. But Ahmed,
It's
good to hear from you again, Baba.
Now,
how are you?
Yeah. You see, the same thing that you was talking about is the same thing that was going on the comment section. I just take one or two things inside. Same thing that you are just talking about. Now, same thing with some people. Emotional attach. They attach their emotion into everything. See, if it is your tribesman that is doing something stupid, call him out, cuss him out.
Yes.
Anybody. But the moment you start to hold it back, that means you are a hypocrite.
Yes.
You are not doing it with your whole heart. But if you dey fear, say if you talk, say this one, this person no go like you, you go repair yourself. Go repair yourself. Then you are not ready. If you can hold back things, you are not ready for liberation. So just because someone just talked about your tribe or something, you feel offended. Look at your tribe. You can see a lot of people. Every tribe in Nigeria
is offended because of their tribe.
No, just one Timothy like that. I don't know. Now everybody, now everybody.
All of us, okay.
So this house that you are in here, what we do here, we try to liberate mind, so you don't attach your emotion to anything that has to do with your tribe, your religion, or whatever. Just say it the way it is. And if someone is talking about your tribe, look at the angle he's going through. If he's the right track, if he's not emotionally saying it just because he wants to attack you, then fine. You should be the person you align with, not just coming out because someone talked about your tribe and he's saying the right thing and you feel you can attack him. That's wrong. And that is where the politician gets to you. They know that if they bring your religion, if they bring your emotion into that, they will surely get your attention. Exactly. And they are making progress in that until, like Mayegun keeps saying, until you learn how to keep all those things apart. Your religion, put it apart. Your tribe, put it apart and deal with the problem the way it is. And for El-Rufai, I saw the post. The post came from the first time I saw the post. It was someone. It was on my Facebook, and he like reposted it. I just looked at it and I laughed. I said, "These are one of the mad people." In the house, I told him, I said, "When chicken mahokatenda who be these are one of those mad people that you people follow. You look at them as role models, as leaders. So now." In you as a person who has seen a lot of things, who have been, and this same guy with the talk now for Delta State in doing own service. So now also guy, but now for Delta State in doing own service. Before he even marry, most of the girls saying they follow now all those Eastern girls, all those they even follow outside girls. But if he post something, I can't ask him say, no be bigotry be that. No be hypocrisy, sorry. Make I say no be hypocrisy with that. You go fit follow all those girls. Oh, one shiri kale, they open their head, they know they cover, but you feel they follow them. They follow them about. That means na hypocrisy be. And in koto moje, all those El-Rufai with the talk. Lale, people in my don't no be say story. Now people,
pedophile, and all of that kind of thing.
Mayegun, make I tell you something. Wallahi, no be say na talk. Now people, see I tell you before, El-Rufai where you see in mama we born up. In mama house, no far from my own mama house. In mama house, pass highest maybe like 500 meter or 600 meter to my own mama house for the area where we did. Because area Tawa, GRA, na the area where me I go with that. So all those rich people, all those most general, all those people. Now those children we say we follow We know poor, we know rich you. We know poor, we know rich you. But we dey middle and you more.
Now they call the middle class. That one don't gone now. Middle class is
and
gone in Nigeria.
And make I tell you, Mayegun, El-Rufai, if you see the kind people when they follow Yahoo, if you see the kind children where they carry Yahoo, wallahi no kì í ṣe pé mo kàn sọ nǹkan tí mi mọ̀, nǹkan tí mo sọ yìí wọ́n confirm ẹ̀ fún mi, they confirm am for me, the kind young children wey dey follow tó máa bá iye wọn jẹ́, tó ń fún wọn lówó, tó ń ṣe ní àwọn pẹ̀lú wọn, tó máa those codeine pé wọ́n mu drug wọn ṣe, those dem El-Rufai na dem dey bring those things more, because na dem dey even give those children chances to go do those things, but they go dey behave like say àwọn lawmen.
It's not even hard to tell, right? It's not hard to tell. They see women as trophy, Baba. They believe that if they have a woman, it's like, oh, I have this beautiful trophy, I'm interested in another one, or I'm interested in another one. Now, here is something that one of El-Rufai's what do you call it, son is married to an Igbo girl. Sure, you get. Now, when people were saying that there was a day on Twitter and people were talking about the breakup of Nigeria. So somebody now posted and said, all Igbo girls, please upload the nicest of your picture of yourself under this thread. So immediately they made the announcement about it can't be like a viral thing. So the Igbos, like Igbo girls all over the world, they started putting their pictures there. And before you know it, those who are the bigoted animals, including from the north, you know what they are saying? If for these beautiful women alone, Igbo women alone, they will never agree Nigeria to break up because they want to marry them. They want to keep them. They want to like their trophy. There was a day like that. And this boy was arguing with somebody. He was arguing with somebody online, one of El-Rufai's son, and from nowhere, argument of say, your papa na thief, your papa be this and that. This guy came back and he said, oh, you see, when I catch your mother, I will give it to her very well. I know she will enjoy it. I know. What does that have to do with the argument over, you know what I mean? So that tells a lot. So them are drug addicts and pedophile, rapists and all that over there.
He get one area where El-Rufai demolish when he come. That area they call Focados. If you go that area for Kaduna, it dey around Constitution Road. Anybody will know Kaduna go know it and it all. It dey around Constitution Road. That place, if you go there, the kind big men when they come around there, woman yowa lale, and one more some kind of rugged girl. This one they talk now. If you see them, the kind of rugged girls say they did there, you will see those people. Woman yowani. Then you will see that area, you will see guys who they sell drugs for that area. They'll go meet them. They know who them be. They sabi who them be. So all these people now who know their style, go they look say, see this big man. In cotton shade, waiting that they do under. If you see Amba, they can't you go see them for
what they are doing behind the scene should have them in jail, not in government. But it is Nigeria.
If you see them, you go come up blala, you go with them. You no go respect them. Most of these people I don't see, most of them, the way they behave, they really the Walorin you go look and say she bad. Like I know they respect them. So you where they losing a big man. No Allah, just carry on. Make una take time for this place. So make una know they do anyhow.
No, that's how we give spanner to a lot of people. We have a lot of them that should be handling that for us. And I hope you do. Don't be too nice. So see, some of you are beginning to catch feelings because don't worry about them, okay? When you get them off, right? Now -1, I don't mind. Okay. But my will reduce your subscriber. No, I don't want that kind of people around here. No. They are not here to make any impression. They are just here, right? To make a bit of to make any positive impression, so to say. They are here to cause kind of distraction. That's the word. Hello there.
Hello, my good general.
The Prince, how are you?
Yeah, Baba, they heard this na Prince Jejeman.
How are you, the Prince?
Representing IPOB for life.
Sure, all the time.
Baba, Baba, well done.
Thank you.
Today another hot day.
I
bet make my people make a share them. When I share them, this one hot. I share and like, I beg. Baba, you see, are they happy? Well, for today broadcast. You know why?
Tell us.
You see, say, the answer Prince Jejeman. That Jeje way they see the Jejeman. Like, no be Yoruba, but Yoruba be that, you know. A Yoruba name, isn't it?
Jeje means
easy. Easy. I grew up in Lagos. I stayed in Lagos for good 30 years. All right. So at least by Nigerian constitution, I qualify to go for any post. If Nigeria is a country that is really a country, you get what I mean?
I do.
So that's one. You see, Baba, why are they happy to say? You see the thing where this that Adisa, I go to call him.
Obasa. You know, see
Obasa.
Now I get the Agbero that became lawmaker, and then
if you see him face, you know, say na talk with
you. Now I talk.
You know, but you know, say
if you be that kind of person there, if you know rough now.
Unfortunately,
they are hurting the Yorubas more. There's no plan to help the Yorubas in all of this. It's just to save themselves by using Yorubas as shield, as hateful people to use them for.
Honestly, you know, my ego, you know, say for that Lausa way you see, Agboro get office there for Lausa.
Yes,
they come work as a governor, they come work, they go.
Yes, now.
You understand me? They get office for Agboro. Ask, you go, they go tell you. You understand? That one at one corner. You see, Baba, make I tell you.
Tell us.
That this is where that's at the talk. You know, there's we get one prayer where now they kind of they pray. Say, may the hand of their poison make it enter their mouth. May the hand, you know, somebody will carry poison, won't go give somebody. May that hand where you take carry touch that poison, make it enter your mouth. I get in me.
So you have a taste of
this thing where this thing where in the push is very, very all this in our prayer with the work. Because all those things, everything they lead to break up of Nigeria. They clear for everybody eye. You remember the audio conversation of Shetima?
Yes.
Concerning Lagos agenda with for them and the Igbos and the other, you know, other tribe put together. But Igbo and be their principal target. Okay. You know, when Satan carry Jesus, kill him for cross, in the happy, they rejoice with demon, all the demon and gather that they're happy. But when they said when Jesus rose from the dead, Satan on the cry, say, if him no say na himself, na him kill. Say by this mistake we make, so Jesus come become savior of the whole world. Everybody are causing him will be Satan till today. But now Jesus everywhere that they mention his name, then I be superpower. They hear me so?
I follow you.
So my ego, you cannot call somebody as you did, so my ego. My ego is my ego.
Yes.
God don't bless you. Nobody feel curse you.
No.
Now so Igbo be, I tell you. They know the thing, say, this people where you give 20 pounds after the war. They think, say, how these people can be the people where they everywhere. They import container, they export, they import, they build anything buildable. They need to even think of that. How you manage this thing? She did say that because of their cleverness, any man God bless, you know, feel custom. You understand? With this way that they push, they cannot wipe away. You see, Israel scatter the whole world because for a purpose. Then gather knowledge throughout the whole world. That's why when they come back to their land, today nobody put hand for the hand eye of Israel. May them continue. We are very, very happy. Both to all those Ohanese where they
continue so that they can succeed.
Both to Ohanese, there are some group of we call themselves Ohanese for Lagos. We go campaign, then go congratulate to the campaign for Tinubu self during the time of the election. All of them now, they inside their house, so like cricket. None of them go fit come out talk. Say, to this auto girl, where on they go? Pim, none of them fit talk. You understand? They don't collect, put hand for pampers. They don't get contaminated. My ego, we thank God. Yoruba nation now, the Afra nation now. There's no two ways. Now the kind of way they hold inside there. Now act of covenant.
Thank you.
Now act of covenant. He go break Nigeria. They know who we hold them. God bless you, Baba.
You too.
Continue your good work.
I have, it be like say all the veterans just grab all their phones this evening. The Igbos are already relocating back to the east. Let me give you one gist. Hang on there, my caller. So there is, after that election in Lagos, right? There have been some massive reinvestment in eastern Nigeria. Agriculture, building more, what do you call it, stores for like, parts and all of that stuff. They are returning back to eastern Nigeria. The same place they told you they won't sell land or that. People are going back and taking their businesses back, and they are being provided lands now. So you need to mount that pressure, okay, until when these criminals, in their hateful mind, until they will come up with, we need to burn down all the Igbo businesses. We need to attack anybody that looks like Igbo. So by then, you would have had almost your everything where they rightfully belong. You can rejig the economy of eastern Nigeria, which is not actually really, really dead. Politically, there's this general narrative to make it look like eastern Nigeria is not, no. I'm coming. I know keep Osita for too long. You're there.
My
the
brother.
impression everybody kind of want to have is to believe that apart from Lagos, nothing is happening in the eastern Nigeria, when indeed the business is running through that eastern Nigeria will cripple whatever you are getting from any other part of Nigeria, if indeed people want to be kind of, honest. But anyway, Osita, please.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you very much for the expose today again.
You're so welcome.
You should have been the professor instead of Mahmoud.
Somebody said I married Igbo lady. So does that make it look, because I'm talking about this, does that mean that maybe I have no, I don't.
Yeah.
I am passionate. Listen, Osita, I am passionate about this because I know the game. When they are done with the Igbos, they will go for the next, and they will go for the next, and they will go for the next. Now, when they have nobody else to go to, even you, the Yorubas, which they don't give a damn about, you will be next. And I don't want to wait till my turn before I speak out, because imagine this is happening to the Yorubas in Nigeria. Imagine this.
Anyway, look at let me start with the Obasa that is being talked about.
Yes.
Obasa was born and he was raised. I do not know where he was born, but he was raised in somewhere in Alausa.
Right.
I know him to his house because his teacher. I mean, his younger sister was my teacher in primary school, in one of the primary schools I went to. So he lived somewhere in Oregon when he became the speaker at the first time, because I think this is his all through 1999 till now he has always been the speaker.
No, this is his third time. He became speaker for the first time in 2015, second time in 2019,
okay.
And now, you know what happened is that he joined the house since 2003. So this is his sixth term.
But then he lived in Oregon when he became speaker.
Right.
A street they called Avenue. So this is somebody I know very well. So it is not as if it's brilliant. I don't want to attack personality. I don't come here and attack people's personality. But from what he has done, you will see that it's not brilliant. It's just the same message they have everly had. But there's something I want to tell him. I believe that somebody here might be representing him on this platform, and that person can get through to him. I only just want to tell him that there was a particular time that the Igbos were given only 20 naira. But today, look at where the Igbos are. It is not by gainsaying. They should come over to America and make their research about the black nation. Then inside the black nation, there are different nations. And they should tell them education-wise in America, which black nation is in the forefront of education. I don't want to say it myself, but anybody that feels concerned should look at it. So people here, like you said, they might be thinking that it's all about the Igbo. This is not all about the Igbo. This is all about class. They will prefer that you become slave under them, so that when they tell you it's the same Alamajari system that you are seeing in the north, that is what is happening in the south now. Just that because of religion, different religion, that is the reason that we don't have that 100% Alamajari system. But it is still the same thing whereby if a political leader tells you to go and tame somebody, go and kill somebody, you saw what happened during the election. Yes. They will go immediately and do that.
They just need to give them reasons to. This time around, they told them that some people are coming to take over their land, and they have to go out and do any wars they can. Yes, that's a fascist system. Mm-hmm.
So it's not only in the Yoruba land that is happening. It's happening in the southeastern part of Nigeria and the south part of whatever they call the south, because I don't want to even. But the south, it happens because you will see Asari Dokubo. You will go to Abuja. He will bring in some miscreants from Abuja. There will be some people amongst them. Some people that look exactly like him, he will put them down there. It is still that same Alamajari system. So if everybody is wise, every right-thinking person is wise, you should know that this thing is being done against the system and not against a particular kind of people. No. Yes, they will probably have to make the Igbos to put a name on it and say, oh,
like
Osita,
like so immediately Obasa and their gang said what they said, right? Even those who are from the eastern part of Nigeria, which is Niger Delta and others, right? They started saying they knew that it's the Igbos are the target. Now people can't remind them that remember during the election, everybody from Ore upward after Ondo, whether you are from Edo or Delta, you are Igbo. That you still haven't learned, Abi. You are still saying you are not Igbo. You are Niger Delta, Abi. It's okay.
You know, so that is something they don't understand. So if they are going to pull up a name, they will always pull up a name where they have much of the resistance. And everybody knows, whatever that is going up in Nigeria right now, where you have the big, thick resistance in the Igbo land. So that is the reason Igbos are always addressed as the main opposition, the target of those who are in power. So even our own leaders in the Igbo land, they don't even still like us, what we stand for. They don't. The ones that call themselves the establishment, the ones that call themselves that the ruling class in Igbo land, they still don't like the Igbos, what we stand for. So it is not a big deal. Let them do whatever they are doing. This is a journey. We've embarked on that journey, and we are not going back. No. It took Israel 40 years for them to from what they call it, from Egypt, to locate the promised land. And I am telling you, this journey has started under Nnamdi Kanu. It is going to take us if it's going to take us 40 years, we will get to our right destination. That is something that people don't understand. And the reason, yes, and the reason they are fighting us is because they know surely that if the Igbos break out, I am telling you, nothing less than 12 nations is going to break out from Nigeria. 12 nations will be created from Nigeria. They themselves, they know it. Even those people who are shouting Igbos, Igbos, if the Igbos break out now, they will be the first people to say, oh, please, we want to go on our own. Niger Delta region want to go on our own. They will be the first people to say that. So I am not perturbed about all these things. What I am just trying to tell everybody, let us have that focus. That focal point is what is most important for all of us. Because even in our diversity, all of us knows that Nigeria is not favoring anybody.
It's not.
Nigeria is a crumbled and failed state. And what do you do to fail state? You dismantle it.
Absolutely. Let me take another one, Osita. It's a pleasure having you on. I kind of have, Ken, like I said, all the veterans are with their phones right now, dialing and redialing and redialing because they want to drop something. Here is Ken. How are you, sir?
Hello?
Ken, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Beautiful. Everybody can hear you too. Please, fire.
Yeah, based on your question. Yeah, sorry. Hi, everybody. How are you? Sorry. I didn't say hi to you. Sorry.
Well, it's enough. Like, hello is okay. So, yeah, I'm fine. How are you?
Good. Yeah, I'm good.
Beautiful.
So, like your question, where would Nigeria be in the next 4 years? I think that question is already answered in most of your presentation and also in the People's Parliament. So, it's just, the people, most of us in the Temple of Truth, we already know where we're going to be. It's not even going to be worse than what was experienced in Buhari's term. Of course, Tinubu is just going to be not just part two of the pro, but the pro-math of what to expect.
You see, El-Rufai is still trending over religious dominance. When he said they deceived the people, they lied to them that it's not about religion, but it's actually religion, right? Now, we have another one where they are saying that if you are not a Yoruba, a non-Yoruba means not just Igbo. If you are not Yoruba, you are not Yorubani. Whether you are Usa, Igala, Ijo, anywhere, you are non-Yoruba, you are the target. Or you might think it's the Igbo. So, yeah, that's the one trend now. It's about everybody go back to where they come from.
Exactly. And if you remember during the parliament session, remember I said that what is the point of it's talking about Nigeria, this Nigeria, that when the issue, one of the burning issues that the constitution they have is a joke. It's not a joke that everything written on that constitution is already in favor to these vampires and these demons. And look at it now, Tinubu now, they declare him as the president, they sworn in. Then the demons, the vampires, the witches and the witchcraft, all of them, what do? They start coming together and to congregate. They came to congregate in the also stupid rock. And then you have somebody like, check this out, look at somebody like Ibori. You can be freaking kidding me. Ibori coming. So only God knows what is in fact. So coming back to your question, the reality is this. There's nothing in there. Nothing is going to come out of it. It is just the same old, if not even getting worse. So the so-called Lagos Sababoku, all of them, all those people supporting them, no problem. They are going to be here. Hopefully they will come up with another
to make it fast. Please pass the law fast, Abby. So that we'll see other places where they start theirs from, and the whole shopping will start. Everybody go back to where they come from. Go and be indigenous of where you come from.
So that's, on the final note, the thing here is this: is that I think most of us in the Temple of Truth, we already know where it's going to look like in the next 4 years. He said it. So whatever art is just, including you, is just to sit down, and enjoy the show, Let them continue to shoot themselves on the foot, and then we'll enjoy the show. There's nothing there, so that would be my contribution.
Thank you very much, Ken. That's Ken. I have another person on the line as well. Here. Hello there.
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayegun.
Yes, sir.
Air Force One again.
Can you hear me? Because I can hear you. In case if you are still wondering if we are connected or not, you are already connected. So, how you doing?
Yes. Hi, how are you?
I'm very well. Thanks for asking. Go on.
So, nice show today. Very informative and also exposing all the ugly side, the ugliest, the evil agenda of the so-called elite. But you know, this morning while I was taking shower this morning, a thought came to my mind, and I was thinking. I said, "Wow, the thing came as a basic wealth. Basic wealth. See, every nation has basic wealth. Okay, and when I say basic wealth, it's not like probably they have to be giving people, you know, 1 million naira every month, every season. Our basic wealth in Nigeria are resources for every nation. Okay, that's our basic wealth, and that is why people think in Nigeria, all the young people like us, with the youth, like probably one witches or wizards in our house, in our lineage.
Somebody is holding down our destiny. Somebody is wanting us not to prosper or succeed. But it's actually the wealth of the land in the wrong hands.
Yes. Because years ago, a friend of mine told me something about the Saudi Arabia, the Saudis. I don't know, maybe they call them Saudis. I don't know.
The Saudis.
When they come to US to study, once they finish, they are going back.
They go back.
They never stay. They go back. So imagine how many graduates that we even have. Some of them, whatever they even taught them in school, they didn't even remember anymore because they can't even get a job to practice what they do. Now, to the Igbo people and the new law they are trying to pass, I have message for Yoruba, any Yorubawa, Yes. Please, don't let your hope, don't raise it too high because this law is not for you.
It's not for them.
It is for political gain. It is not for you. So do not be deceived. And for the Igbo people, like you said, my said before. Well, you said before that they should be doing what? I think probably a couple of months ago,
during that election, divesting their investment from Lagos. Now their money on their business, I don't get sale. But if my advice is worth it, now $1 million advice I gave them. I didn't say withdraw your business. I said start divesting, which means begin the process of moving some of them to where you'll be safer. But some took the advice. Others are still working on it, I believe.
Yeah. So, remember when you said that thing that they were wondering that what is he saying? Why is this guy so divisive? Or I know some people will be thinking that way. Even some people will be thinking that you don't want us to make our business in Lagos anymore. Now, imagine whoever think they will be thinking of passing any law or making this service law, this evil devil internet law.
They didn't see it coming.
So,
I said it. I said all it will take is for them to make and say your market, this market, Alaba market. In fact, what happened now is that we want to reallocate the land. We want to redevelop it. Here you get. So those who are ready to play ball will return. Majority of you will have to be gone with all your businesses. And they can do this without thinking of the destruction. Some said, my ego, they will never try it. I said, oh, really? You don't have no idea of what these politicians can destroy for the sake of their ego. They are about to embark on it, sir. We'll watch.
Yes. And one more thing. Now, regarding the just regarding what is that? The court, whatever the tribunal they were doing.
Tribunal case.
See, I told people before to manage their expectations, like manage their mental health, whatever, very well. But let me tell you something.
Yes, sir.
It is going somewhere. I don't know how it's going to end. You see that it ends tragically. I'm not saying some people will die,
like violently.
It's going to, let me say violently, or they will just find a way to silence the Nigeria again, like they use,
like
being timid.
That moment,
because they know
you will feel like something is going to happen. There's somehow,
and nothing.
Somehow, everybody will just be like, you know what? Let's
swallow it again. and swallow it again and swallow it again.
Time will tell, sir.
Because that question you were asking about INEC staff to come and testify, and they were opposing it. Yeah, you see, Obi, one thing I'm just trying to say, because when you remember Obi was, they ditched Obi a couple of times during his governorship.
I remember.
And he won again. He won those, I think it's 2 times. He won the case.
Yes. In fact,
So,
it's 3 times.
I think
the first one, he won his case in court. When he got in, few months after that, they impeached him.
Yes.
And they put his deputy, Veggie Etiaba. So he went back to court. Court said he should go back in and should be reinstated, right? So by the time he was about to be reinstated, they want to do another election. He went back to court again. As they were doing the election, he left office. Andy Uba became governor. Remember, PDP, they rigged him in. Then Obi won in court again. That he must complete his tenure before they can do any other election in Anambra. That's how the election in Nigeria, governorship election in Nigeria became staggered. We just haven't seen one for president before. So you're saying?
Yes. So what I'm saying is, the person they are fighting, I bet even if they are sleeping, they should open one eye.
They shouldn't sleep with 2 eyes closed. Like that. Now,
I'm telling you, they shouldn't. They shouldn't. And last point is this: to everyone that are thinking Mayegu is the one trying to divide Nigeria, or we, the temple of truth or parishioner.
Or those of us in diaspora. They always say we in diaspora, the one
see, money, evildoers, when they carry out their evil, it is not all everything they executed or execute. It will fall back on them also. So they are the ones ditching every day by their policy, the way they gaslight people. They will be the ones to break up Nigeria by themselves. Because I remember a woman that used to call in on your show that she doesn't like Nigeria being divided because of our diversity. It is not my ego that will divide Nigeria.
Not me.
Now this politician.
Yes.
And not be we parishioner for the temple of truth. Now we go divide them. Now they themselves, they don't start up.
Yes.
They don't start.
We are just going to help them achieve it. Thank you so much, Baba. Now I'll take another one. Nice one. So I have another caller on the line, and if you are still here with us, please, you can still subscribe on this channel, like it as you're offering, and you can pick up your phone and call in too. Hello there.
Hey, Mayegu.
Yes, sir.
Engineer caller lati Canada, lati Toronto.
Engineer. Baba, how are you, sir?
My brother.
I'm very well.
My dear brother, I do.
Thank you, sir.
How is family?
We thank God. How is yours?
I bless God. Oh. See, my dear brother, let me be frank with you.
Please.
The problem of Nigeria, our country, are the criminal elite.
That's right.
We have good elite, we have the bad ones. Where you will understand it better is this. Were there no governors in the southeastern part of Nigeria?
There were, and still are.
Were there no governors in the south? Surely won't be. Can they foresee all these events unfolding at this period of time? What does it cause them? Even when you alert their mindset, then kilo cost one to say, look here, guys, we will create vast land for you people. Let's build major international market for you. I went through Alaba International Market. Mayegu, that place by size is not up to 10 acres.
See?
I'm telling you, I went through there many times. But we have very criminally minded set of leaders in Nigeria who prefer to enrich themselves than to make impact in the life of the common man. I am telling you the truth. Nigeria is not supposed to be together by virtue of the nature and cultural wise.
We were not meant to be together. And that is why in the constitution, in the this is it constitution, should we call it constitution, that was given to us by the so-called no.
Which of them? You mean the
no, there was one.
Go on.
The one that the colonizers gave us then.
The Clifford ability constitution, the one that was giving us small power, sharing power small until they handed over.
Thank you. You will realize that under it there was a column that says, peradventure, if anyone wants to go on their separate ways, they are free to.
God bless you.
It's there. It's not erased up to now. But the fact remains that
engineer, no wonder Afenifere is asking Tinubu to shelve the 1999 constitution and go back to that of 1963, because in it lies what is causing problems in Nigeria today. Ability to live.
They will never go back to it. They will never go back to it, because that is the original constitution that spelled out our different cultural vices. We understood. Our people here one more we can only stay together temporarily. They know. Or forced to be together. It is the criminal elite who benefit from our, forceful marriage
of that power to be now circulating within that cycle for decades. Is their selfishness, sir. I agree.
Why do you think they refuse to leave power? They are still the same people there. Why do you think they clinch on that power and they refuse to leave? That is what happened. They won't let go. The only thing that could set Nigeria free, as far as I am concerned, is revolution. And that is coming. Because you cannot build something on nothing.
No.
You want to build a structure and you have a faulty foundation, just like we used to do. A crack foundation. It's a matter of time that building will collapse.
It will give in.
It will give way. It is a matter of time.
So they can no longer keep this myth together.
That is
long
it.
Enough anymore.
That is
this
it.
way.
No country, no nation practice what Nigeria is practicing today that survive. No nation. There's no nation like that. It's a matter of time. They have started it in the north. The south that is holding Nigeria together as a state and as a region is now going to be the target. And once anything happens to a region in Nigeria like that,
Otilo, thank you so much, engineer. Let me take another one, sir. It's such a pleasure. Pleasure to
thank you, my brother. Thank you, my dear brother. All right.
That's an engineer caller from Canada. And yeah, the voice is clear. The shoe shine. The face show. I have another caller. Hello there.
My good general.
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm okay, my good evening, good morning, wherever you are now. Whoever that is listening to me.
Baba.
Yeah. I would have been angry this night because I've tried so many days to call in, honestly, but I couldn't. I don't make it. But it's okay. It's one of the things.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Good enough that you finally got in.
Yeah. So, come on, sir. Yeah. So I'm Austin from Germany, like usual. Tonight I wanted to be listening to your topic. I really wanted to make any comment, but it come to a point where I couldn't resist it, yeah, definitely. It was very difficult for me to say, I said this so many times. If you can remarkably hear what I've been saying all this while.
Yes.
I say it all this while that Nigeria is not for the Igbos. However, anyone wants to think about it or believe it or talk about it, it's my opinion. That is my opinion.
Sure. With other evidence to show for it. I have said it many times too, that Nigeria doesn't want the Igbos because even the Igbos know that Nigeria or this criminal doesn't want them. But Baba.
Exactly. If I go back to the history of Nigeria, they have been killing the Igbos since 1945, not even today. What pisses me off about the Igbos is that after the killings and the Igbos will go back again and start building houses and buying lands and behave as if nothing happened. So the law they want to pass now in Lagos, I pray, and I beg God and say, God, please, let it happen.
Yes.
Please, let it happen. It's in my prayer. My prayer is that they by themselves will use their hand, because we have tried on our best as we could to make sure that we go by ourselves, out by ourselves. But Nigeria doesn't want it. And since Nigeria resort to this way, and let them do it, please. The last caller now said that don't we have Igbo governors in the Southeast to be elite? He's supposed to know that these are they are members of the establishment. They never want the good of Igbos, and they are not standing for the Igbos. They are not speaking for the Igbos, because like the question he used to ask all this was, how is the Igbo in APC? How do they feel?
Yes.
If they see how their people are treated?
Yes.
Do you think that they don't hear this? They listen to They won't answer you the question. Do you think that the Igbo don't listen to your show? They listen to your show. We share your show every time. We share your show every places. I know how many people I have brought into your show. I know how many people that are listening to your show there because I shared it to them. They listen to it. Even in my state, the address where I come from. I come from the place where I'm the kind of person. So I share your post to them. They listen to it. They know about it. But the issue is that these people are for themselves. They speak for their pockets. They speak for their families. They speak for their friends. They are not speaking for the general goodness of the Igbos. They don't want the Igbos. They don't want even the goodness of the Igbos. They have houses all over the places.
Yes, they do.
They don't even believe in one Nigeria. What are they talking about? Indirectly, because if you believe in one Nigeria, why will you not be? Where are you establishing yourself outside Nigeria? You get money from Nigeria, you buy houses from outside Nigeria, you go to stores, your holidays, clothes, shopping, everything outside Nigeria. And when you die, they bury you in Nigeria. Is Nigeria burial ground?
Yeah, Nigeria is a graveyard.
So they don't believe in one Nigeria more than we do. It's only the poor masses that are only helping them validating one Nigeria.
I know.
Nigeria is not for us. I like the topic we brought out today. If the Igbos are wise, let them do the needful. If they are not wise, let them keep on staying there, and then we'll get the consequences.
Nothing will happen. If they will go fight them. No, you won't be able to fight them the way they will bring it to. You would expect them to come with guns and all of that. No, they won't. They will get to you before they even get it done. And this is how they do it. Don't let this happen to you.
There is one word you said this night. That touches me so much. You said, the Igbos that are pretending nothing is happening, they will say it.
Yes.
They will definitely say it. I hope it will definitely happen. My prayer morning, afternoon, and night, please God, let them carry this. Let their properties in Lagos. Yes. It's unfortunate, but someone has to pay the price.
Something needs to motivate, especially this generation of Igbos.
Exactly.
Yeah, something needs to motivate them. Exactly. Even though we don't want it this way, we're not in control of anything of this. Yeah. But they are in control of their own destiny. Like you said, if you think it's nothing, well, it is nothing.
Definitely.
I'll take another one, Baba.
Yeah, it will definitely happen.
Yeah. So I have another caller here.
Hi, Michael. Good evening. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. Thanks for asking. How are you?
I'm okay. Thank you. I just wanted to appreciate you for the topic you brought up today. I'm an Igbo lady as well, and I think I've been seeing all this, this ethnic baiting and bigotry since I saw it around that kind of December time, right. And I started raising alarm about it to the people around me. I'm so glad you raised it, because I feel like, and this is also for to Igbo that are listening, that we need to start to invest at home. Even me myself, after seeing what I saw yesterday about the bill they want to pass, I quickly have to call the lawyer to say, please, what are my options?
Yes.
Let me know what I can do, because a lot of people underestimate and say, oh, they will not do anything. They will not do anything. But just watching your show. Yes. In comparison to what has been going on in Nigeria, it is very, very obvious that you cannot underestimate these people. These people will do what they like. There is no respect for rule of law or any kind. So let's not. I don't want the Indigo that are listening. Don't take it for granted and say, "Oh, they cannot do it. I have CFO." There's nothing. They're happy to give it back to the indigenes of the, of Lagos. So I wish and I pray that my people will carry their load and go back home. Let's go and develop our
if it's not that easy, because we all know that relocation is not that easy. Okay, what we are saying is that, listen, you know what you are worth. You've been living in Lagos. If now one house you built in Lagos, you know your worth. If your business is in Lagos, you know your worth. There's nothing bad now. If you are going to start with valuation first, and then you begin with, then you go to the divestment next. You don't have to move at once. What we are saying is that majority of the Igbos have joined non-Igbos to say Igbo land is not safe, even when they have not done anything to be part of it.
Yes.
You get that now? So you being an Igbo, anybody who is an Igbo, who is listening to non-Igbo saying Igbo land is not safe, and therefore your business is not safe there, you are self-destroying yourselves, because your business is not safe outside Igbo land. And if it's not safe in Igbo land, go back and make it safe now.
And the way they say Igbo land is not safe, I mean, I go home, every couple of times. It's not the way the media is painting it. It's not that bad. Okay, it's not as bad as it's not more secure than Owo that they kill people.
Are you with me?
Or more secure that in Lagos that they are pickpocketing them in Lekki on the island and robbing them and stealing the window.
Igbo land is, in fact, more dangerous than Borono. Have you not seen that?
It's not dangerous. Yes, we're disadvantaged because I feel like the federal government is on purpose not trying to give anything to develop the East. It's on purpose to keep us suppressed. But we are the ones that they gave. Is it 20 naira after the war? And we're still able to make something of it. Like Igbo people, we should not be scared of going home, diversify. I know it's a big risk. It's a huge change. I mean, I was born and raised in Lagos. To me, it's painful because I was born and raised in Lagos before I relocated to the UK. But sometimes you have to take a hard stand and a hard decision. Okay, so this is the time, because I'm not taking people for granted anymore. I'm just trying to strategize myself and get out. There's no rule of law again, so let's just excuse
Igbos
ourselves.
are not legally protected in Nigeria, and I actually am saying this not because I want you to think I actually care so much about you that much. No, I care about myself because I know something. When they are done with you, they just need an excuse to deal with us too. You get that? And everybody who knows that when you have nobody to call enemy anymore, you would have to make those you call your friends the enemy anyway. You get that?
Exactly.
So if your businesses comes under attack, eventually it will widen the hatred that they have already been banking on. Now you can save them that agony and begin to divest. There's no harm in that. I will fly down to
I know, but some people I'm sure they are scared of the risk, but sometimes in life you have to take a hit.
Yes.
Okay, and then come back stronger. And I think this is our time to take a hit. Like you cannot be, it's just people have said it before. We've been bruised, but we keep on. There's no healing. There's no closure. Just let's move on. Like say nothing happened. Like, and that's why they take us for idiots. They take the Igbos as idiots, and because we don't even take a stand on anything, so they are messing about with us, our emotions, our businesses, and things like that. So I just wanted to appeal to the Igbo that are listening. Please, start thinking outside the box and start moving your things away. And also, secondly, for that Mohammed guy, my God, I was listening to one of the replays on Sunday, and I felt like punching my TV, but thank God it was far from me.
No, thank God.
That Mohammed guy.
Please.
You are new to an area, okay? When you're coming to a new place like this temple, you study the ground. Don't pick up the phone and start calling. A lot of us are here. We've been in the school of Mayegun since. We are learning every single day. So why don't you take your learnings before you start calling on the phone, and don't be talking. I know that after a while his brain will correct, but please don't be giving him airtime.
I know.
It's a matter of time. Thank you. Let me let somebody else
talk.
Thank
you so much, my dear sister. Okay, all the best. All right.
All right. Good night. Have a good night. Bye.
Tonight. So that's a dear sister, a darling one, by the way. I love the message when the women actually deliver them like that. If you love the truth, act on them. Don't wait till you are the victim. Then we begin to say, Mayegun, please let me tell everybody that they are coming for me. My properties in so place have been taken over by Omonile. Meanwhile, in all of that stuff, don't wait. What happened to you?
Begin to divest now. It is for your own good. Hello there.
Hello, Baba Mayebu, my king.
How are you, the prince?
I'm good.
Beautiful. You are joining us again tonight, sir. Please, go on.
Yes. Today I just couldn't help but join when I saw the Obasa story. I mean, some of these politicians, they don't think before they make pronouncements. And if you see what's been going on in the country over the last couple of months, prior to the election and after the election, you see that most of them don't really care about the consequences of what they say or do. They only care about their immediate results they want to get, and that is what is happening in the country. Look at the other day, Rufai was saying they deceived and all of a sudden, just for us to wake up to Obasa's own. Just look at the trajectory. But I'm telling you, which kind of country is this? This country is overdue for coup, honestly. But the military is also compromised. It's compromised, and in fact, what I see is that the military is the ones dictating. They are the ones dictating the pace because Tinubu was never a military officer. So the military are the ones in charge.
Military leaders, the service chiefs, they are now businessmen. Can't you see them like, these are multi-millionaires now because they are service chiefs.
Yes. There are some things that don't really make sense, but nobody is talking about it even. We are just focusing on the political. The things that have happened. When did they start discover oil in Lagos? We don't still understand because when they put those oil pipelines that went through Morocco that they want to go and, so that is the business that these military people have solidified with the politicians that they don't want. That's why they don't want the country to break up. And at the same time, they are continuing this rubbish. Because now Dangote's refinery that was built in Lagos
and they are given them against non-Yorubas. They are not even making it.
Exactly.
So Dangote is Yoruba or is safe. So Dangote will be like, I am safe. At least I am safe. I am their friend. Yes, they wake up one day and tell Hausas to leave. And Dangote will begin to go on.
They don't think at all before they make pronouncements. Just focusing on what they want to get at that moment.
Yes.
Dangote himself will not. Can you remove the refinery? You know how big that refinery is?
We'll chase him. We'll chase Dangote across the border. Don't come back here again. We have taken over. Don't come here again. Your refinery is now our and that's it.
I'm telling you, Baba, this country is overdue for breakup.
Seriously,
it's a clan word, man.
The Prince, take another one. Thank you so much for stopping by. I have another caller here. Hello there.
But this country is overdue for.
Can you hear me?
Hello, hi, good evening.
Oh, hi there. Good evening to you.
Yeah, good evening, my evening. Yeah, I've been listening to what everybody has been saying about it. I mean, I don't know why people are surprised. We saw everything. It started from the election. We knew what it was going to be when the Tinubu administration comes to place, because it's going to be free for all for bigotry, and that was why El Fire was so good to say what he said the other day, the rubbish he said. Yeah, because he knows that nobody is going to charge it. It's all about bigotry, and religious intolerance. Mm-hmm. Anyway, what I'm going to say, I'm going to speak as a Nigerian. I'm not going to speak like from a regional point of view.
Right, as a Nigerian.
The thing is,
go on.
Yeah. The thing is, I believe that Obasa does not represent the Yorubas. There are a lot of Yorubas that are so embarrassed and so embarrassed and shocked by today's this thing. If you watch his background, he's been like that. He has been brought up to think, to have hatred for the Igbos. He just, that's a term non-Igbos is just to say, okay, we're not targeting the Igbos per se, but it's directed at the Igbos. And the thing is, I think, like what the other callers have said, I think it's a good call for the Igbos to start thinking deductively right now, to start thinking of going back home. Because if you go to the east, you see most of these people. Some of these people, they build their mansions in Abuja, in Lagos, and all that. You go back home, nothing is done. Or sometimes they just build some mansion in their village, and that's there's no road, there's no infrastructure, there's no social infrastructure that will lead there. And it's a good thing, really. It's a good thing. You know, sometimes they say some things happen for a reason. It becomes a blessing, these guys. And then on the flip side,
sir, my own concern is this: they are wasting. It's like they are wasting time on frivolities. Okay, we have army of unemployed young people in Yoruba land. We have army of poor people in Yoruba land. Policy to actually give them special privilege can be set up genuinely, not to be stolen, but set up to help Yorubas genuinely. And you can make other tribes jealous. Like, if you go to Yoruba land, for example, they will say, if you go to Yoruba land for now, you can take a loan of 50 million naira. It's zero interest. Because nothing like that.
Sir? You're speaking, you're making a case for armed robbers. All they know is to grab it and run. They do not understand it. They do not understand economics. They do not understand nation building. It's all about grabbing and running. All the money this man spent for the election, he's gonna get it back. See, all these subsidy, and he's gonna get it back. The man is a career criminal.
Yes,
he's gonna get his back. And number two, you see all these bigots, there are some of them that come on this program and listen and go back and report to their slave masters. Right. Because the Igbos are very civil people. I admire them. They're very, very flexible. But the day they will rise up and say enough of this shit, they are ready to die, man, there is going to be bloodshed. There is going to be bloodshed, and they will not be able to handle what they started. There is going to be bloodshed. And I tell you,
we better be prepared then.
Yeah, imagine if all the spare parts people should move back to the east, and you come down to the east to buy something at the Yoruba man, and they will tell you that they're not going to sell to you because you're Yoruba man. I see that sort of scenario happening, or they start manhandling them and say, "Yeah, this is your but it's not so. The real issue is not Yoruba and Igbo. The real issue is the people, the bad eggs, and even the Igbo people. We have our own bad eggs as well. Yes. But it's a bigot, the bigot that we have within. And now talking about a coup and all that. It may happen, and this time around, it's not going to be military officers. It's going to be some junior officers that are tired, because all those top military officers, they are all compromised. They are all compromised. It's going to be some junior officer will come and all that, and they're just,
some people are saying that military coup cannot happen in Nigeria anymore, and I tend to agree with them. You know why? Back in the days, right?
Yeah.
If you are planning coup, you need a few things to target. You need to target communication, take control of communication, so that you can, whatever you release is what everybody will listen to. Radio, TV, and all of that. Yeah, you take control of major barracks. Then most importantly, you need to take over the armory, where you're going to get all the supplies that's going to go around. Yeah. Now, all of this back in the days could be done another one. You need to take over the communication line. That is the phone line. Remember back in the days, Nitel, or you just cut it off, and nobody will be able to call anybody all over Nigeria. Coup was going on.
Yeah.
With this mobile phone today, social media, Baba. Now people go just say, it's like say coup is going on in Ekiti. No. It's like a tsunami in Ibadan. So
you just went to what I was going to be about to say.
Please,
the coup is going to cause.
Yeah, go on.
If it does happen with junior officers, who are the people that man the armory? Is it not junior officers? Is it the big bellied? Is it the big bellied brigadier generals that cannot even run? They are managed by junior officers. The junior officers are suffering. They are not happy. It's the big people, all the big people. Do you know how much Tinubu must have given all these people so that he will feel safe with himself? Must have given them millions. The junior officers are not happy. They are suffering as well. They are not, like Obi would say, they don't have a separate bakery where they go and buy their bread. And everybody is tired. And if anything should happen, that is what is going to spark the revolution. Because people keep saying revolution. Revolution involves, unfortunately, it's going to involve bloodshed. It's going to involve civil unrest. Look at what is happening in Sierra Leone right now. You know, it's just going to. So nobody knows
what's going on in Senegal.
Yes, Sudan. So we don't know. We're just sitting on barrels of gunpowder right now. Yeah, anything can happen. And nobody knows what is going to happen. Anything can happen because people are tired. Everybody is tired. Everybody wants to change.
Baba,
everybody is tired.
Yeah.
And lastly, for Mohammed, yeah, okay. Mohammed lied the other day. I know he was directing it to me because I made a comment because I found out his dad is Belgore, and he too is a lawyer. He's a baby lawyer. Maybe they even.
I thought he's a journalist, like a blogger.
No, let me tell you, they did not even pass jam for him and all that. It's through the influence of his dad and all that he got into university and all that. He's meant to be a lawyer. He's so arrogant, that spoiled brat. That guy is a spoiled brat. He lied that somebody called him from the UK. Nobody called him from the UK to threaten him. That is a lie. I dare to say that. I'm challenging him. He's a liar and he's a spoiled brat. So he should, like the lady said, before he comes here and starts talking rubbish, he should understand now that this is not Nigeria or Kwara State, that big village called Kwara State, that he can just oppress people. He should just shut his mouth and learn.
You don't vex. See, people for Kwara now, they sit down jejely now. Stray bullet go hit them because of Mohammed. I'll let you go before you say more, right? You should have been right. Okay. Thank you. Again, on behalf of my caller, I'm going to say, you Kwarans listening, please scratch that off. Now, Mohammed Kossam, okay, he probably didn't mean that. Or maybe he meant it, but don't take it beyond of his face value. That's where we're going to draw the curtain set tonight. So thank you so much for spending your evening with me again. Okay, I wanted to add more to this conversation, but I can't take calls and it's almost done. I have one advice for you, right? Please, if you are currently in the day, wherever you are watching me from now, for no reason at all, just walk straight to your GP and ask them to check your health. Take things kind of, serious in a way that, I don't know. Just check yourself, check your health, like take care of yourself, I would say. And no, that's not working. It's not working. Forget about it. Just, you know what? Take it easy, all right? I am going to see you some other time, and that next time will be next time. Enjoy your evening, and don't leave without liking the broadcast. I will see you some other time. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun dayari politico. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Godfatherism lẹ́nu o.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ o, làwa mọ̀ dódódódó.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Presido bá rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Mayegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.